issue's real. The issue's real. All right, let's start pushing it to the website and see how you guys like that. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, the website is taking it good. The website is taking it good. So it's time to ask that one question. The levels is good. The levels is good. The levels is good. What a boy. Still can't get that fully right yet. I'm gonna get my voice back pretty soon. Instagram is here. Oh, pump the brakes, pump the brakes, pump the brakes. I'm gonna need you a little bit. I'm gonna need you a level higher than that. You know we don't come in that low. I'm gonna need you just a. I'm gonna need you. You're about here. I'm gonna need you about here. Okay? You can do that for me. Try that again. Next stuff. Big body bags.
Okay. Big man, you wanna hear some hot takes? Let's see how woke you are. You know something about podcasts? Hell, dígame. You kidding me or what, man? I got these 3 drunk uncles with a sports podcast. They say they got fire takes, pure fuego. You find them wherever you listen to podcasts at. If it's what they say it is, you like and you subscribe. Listen, like, and subscribe, yeah. You know how to call into the show? Yeah, man, do the podbean app. You'll need headphones with a mic to call in. That's no problem, man. They'll also be at Sharky's, 8:07 p.m. on the first Wednesdays of the month. You may get some free Blue Chew. And they keep receipts or so. If anything happens in the sports world, MyT's gonna drop a take faster than a rabbit gets fought. There's only 3 things I have in this world. My word, my balls, and this podcast. And I don't break them for nobody. MyT Sports Season 7.
Evening and welcome back to another edition of the MyT Sports Podcast. I am your host, the one and only Untitled Chapter, aka Tony Baritone. I know you probably can't tell that right now, but that's because I lost my voice and I'm getting it back. You know, aka Mr. Energy, aka the Motor Mouth of the South. I want to thank. Goddamn, I gotta find the right people to thank. I really do. I want to thank Marlon and the good folks that he runs his podcast. I gotta find the name of the podcast that I was just on. And thank them for interviewing me. I'll go ahead and get that shit pretty soon. Don't worry, it's nothing that you guys have never heard before, right? If you guys have been listening to this podcast, right? If you guys have been part of the 7th, like if you guys been here for multiple chapters, for multiple volumes, you know what I mean? Then I'm telling you, this team looks so good as RJ Barrett as you're the man. Man, we got a big show for you guys today. Right? It is March 23rd. This is season 7, episode. Yeah, sorry, we're gonna still call this volume 7, episode 79, excerpt 412 of the MyT Sports Podcast. Big show for you guys today. Listen. First and foremost, we got to free Brittany Griner. We're gonna talk a little bit about more today. Free Brittany Griner. You hear me, you pieces of shit over there? Free Brittany Griner. As we're talking about shit, we gotta talk about the trash that was in the garden. We're gonna give you guys some Blue Chew that has nothing to do with pieces of shit or trash. But we're gonna talk about some Blue Chew a little bit later. We're gonna talk about Judge's money. Apparently the king goes home. Tyreek Hill gets traded. Fournette gets signed. There's some quarterbacks out there that are getting no respect. Damn, that cheek just lifted up for me. But we get a whole lot of things and more here on the podcast. They said we was gonna. The current time right now is 9:13, so we're heavy on our ish today. And we have a high of 87, low of 75. It's been partly cloudy. We've had no rain today, even though there's a 50% chance of rain because we're down here in South Florida. You understand? Big show for you guys. A big show for you guys today. But you know what we say here. What's going on, Build America LLC? You know what we say here, regardless of the time.
Take that.
And regardless of the weather.
You play to win the game. Hello?
It's always a good time to talk some sports. Let's stir this motherfucker and get popping. So let's start talking. Woo! Back at it like a sports fanatic. It's something you don't know about me, Joe Rogan. I love sports. MyT Sports Podcast. Season 7. Volume 7. This old thing, I want that shirt. Yo, I can't even lie to you. Somebody said they want this shirt. I can't even lie to you. Listen, I'll give you the shirt off my back right now. Listen, for $29.99, you can have the shirt off of my back. Like, stop getting naked on the podcast. This ain't my higher bidder. This ain't my OnlyFans page, okay? Listen, put my. But I've had this shirt. Whoa, pause. Hey, yo. It's not what goes down. There's no sex in the champagne room, okay? Like I don't know what just happened here. Hey, it's funny because I think I got a new one for this one, right? I gotta refresh the whole entire. I gotta refresh that little system, right? But I got a new one. Yo, but thank you. Listen, stop hustling me. I haven't had this. I've had this shirt forever. Like I don't even like. It's one of those shirts I don't even know if they even make it anymore. Like I'm telling you, like I may have had this. No. I haven't had this shirt since the 1900s, right? But it's been long as fuck. It's been long as fuck. It feels like I've had it since the 1900s. I feel like I've had this shirt since like my early army days, and maybe like one of the last ones of my army times. Cause I used to fit this shirt, and then I couldn't fit this shirt anymore, and then I got back into being able to fit this shirt. And as you can see, like as I'm starting to fit this shirt, like it's still loose around the bicep area. Well, we gonna get that worked out pretty soon. You understand? All right, but let's go ahead. Well, we're going to go ahead and get the podcast started. But, before we get into any sports, we like to start off the podcast with a little bit of a celebration. And what kind of celebration? A birthday celebration, right? We like to give a little birthday shout out to everybody that had a birthday since the last time that we had a podcast here. If you know anybody that had a birthday yesterday and today, then go ahead and drop us. Go ahead and drop me a little. Go ahead and drop me their name in the comments, and I'll go ahead and give them a birthday shout out today as well, or tonight as well, I should say. Tonight, same thing. Potato. I'm a potato. Yo, DJ MyT, before I lose my composure, drop that beat. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I'm a potato. I'm a potato. I'm a potato. Because, yeah, it's your birthday. We said it's your birthday. Check it. Yeah. Check it. Yeah. Because it's your birthday. We sing happy birthday. My Knicks won. Yeah. My Knicks won. Yeah. All right, folks. If you guys have been here before, then you know what we're doing right now. It's time for us to go ahead and give a nice little birthday shout out to everybody that has a birthday. Let's go ahead and start off with the first birthday of the evening, folks. And the first birthday shout out that we're gonna give to, the first birthday shout out we gotta give is to. Sound like I'm stolen? It's to one Sean Brady, folks. I was yesterday. Want to say happy birthday to Sean Brady. Happy birthday to you. Sean Brady happens to be a homie that I went through another homie. And it stands happy birthday to you, Sean Brady. Sean Brady's a guy, by the way, right? Hey, Sean is a guy. Sean ain't a bisexual name, is it? Is Sean a bisexual name? Nah. Bisexual? Yeah. Like, same shit. Unisex. What? Bisexual names, you know what I mean? Like Lance, right? Or Mark. No.
Happy birthday, Sean!
Happy birthday, Sean! Right? Also, want to say happy birthday to Makeda to be is she my oldest niece? Makeda. Yes. She is my oldest niece in the history of niecedom. Right? She is. Right? She's been my niece since I was 10 years old. She's turning 30, I think, today. Like, goddamn. So for you guys that is really bad at simple math, that would mean
I'm a man. I'm 40.
You understand? I got you though. I got you. right? But also, another special birthday recently has passed, right? And that's a birthday for one Big Knox, the notorious NOX. You guys in the civilian world, right? You guys may know him as Lennox. Me here, but I call him Big Knox, the notorious NOX. That's my little big homie. You know what I mean? My little gordo. You know what I mean? Look at them cheeks. Look at them cheeks. Look at them cheeks.
He's so cute. He's picture perfect. Oh my god.
And then you know his mom like she really dolls him up for them pictures. She be getting him dapping in the motherfucker. She be getting the part in that motherfucker. She be giving him that whole, you know what I mean? She be giving him one of these, the swooshing dupes. You understand? She be giving him one of these shits. And she be like, listen, it only lasts for 5 minutes, and they try to get as many pictures as they can in those 5 minutes. But I want to say happy birthday to my you know what, I'm tripping. I need to give him his proper title. That's my godson. I don't know if you know that, but that's my godson. Like Big Knox, notorious NOX, that's my godson. So happy birthday to my godson. Don't worry, I got your birthday present underneath my bed. I'm hiding it from you. I don't want you to accidentally stumble in here one day, but like, hey yo, Uncle Talent, Theo Chocolate, what's up? And then you see the person right here, I'm like, oh shit, I wasn't expecting. You know, you can't walk or nothing, you know, and you guys don't ever pop up unexpectedly anymore. You know what I mean? But you know, I'm hiding it from you, but it's here. And trust me, you got one. Like, don't let your other uncles fool you. Like, I saw your other uncles. Hey, yo, when you want me to come drop off your gift? Hey, when you want me to come drop off your gift? Like, we ain't about to see you at a birthday party in 9 days, right? I got your present too. I don't need you to come pick it up. I'll drop it off at the party when I'm a little tipsy, and you're a little tipsy off of that mother's milk. You know what I mean? So again, happy birthday to Sean, to Makeda, DJ MyT. Don't let that be, you know what I mean? Don't you be disrespectful. Okay, right? So I want to say happy birthday to Makeda, my niece. I want to say happy birthday to Sean Brady, who has no relation to me. I want to say happy birthday to my godson, Big Knox and notorious NOX. Yo, Darnell heard me say that for the first time. He was like, I can fuck with that.
It does go hard.
Notorious NOX, Big Knox, you know what I mean? I try to call him Lil, I try to call him Little something, and Lil's like,
Little Onyx.
He was like, nah, Lil's like, no littles at all. He was like, we come from an era of bigs, and the little era came after us. You saw they had the little Waynes and the little this. What happens to those little people get big? We still call it Little Wayne, that nigga's 38. Like, you ain't little no more. That's why he over there still wobbly. Nigga, your hair's falling out. You ain't little no more. You ain't growing here, you losing here. Go ahead, DJ MyT, go ahead and drop that. No, let's go ahead. Alright, wait, let's go ahead and finish off the birthday party, right? You're not easily distracted. I got regular juice in my cup, so I got a sugar rush right
He
now.
got ADHD, guys.
No. Actually, I'm a little bit more hyper than that. I got ADHD, right? So, I want to say happy birthday to Sean again. Happy birthday to my niece Makeda. Happy birthday to Big Knox and Notorious NOX. Hope you all party hard. We hope you enjoy everything. We hope you regret nothing. But more importantly, we hope you get your weekend at Bernie's on and you continue to stay MyT. Now you can cut that beat. Woo! I'm about to lose whatever little bit of voice I had just doing the birthday celebrations. Oh, you only out? What's going on, Chill Will? I see you popping into the podcast. Baby, can you do me a favor? Can you go on the podcast on Podbean and see if you can hear it? I seen Chill Will pop in and pop right back out. He normally doesn't do that, so that gives me a small indication that maybe I have technical difficulties over there. But if you can, thank you. I really love you. Yo, that's my number one. That's my rider. That's my doorface. My sugar dumplings.
Wait, can I go get ice cream?
Like a nice caliente. Yeah, sure. We have some down. Go check the freezer.
It's perfect.
Is it? Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, sugars. All right, now let's go and get into the podcast, right? Let's get into the first topic of the day. Now, for you guys that have been here before, you're probably thinking I got some Knicks talk for you. You're probably thinking like, oh, here we go. Here goes the Trae Young bashing. Here goes him upset about the Knicks loss. But the Knicks just won tonight after a back-to-back. I didn't see what happened with the Atlanta game. But we're not gonna start off with that Knicks talk today. We're not gonna go directly there yet, because there's something a little bit more serious happening in the basketball world. So we want to start off the podcast with probably the first thing that you heard me say when I started off these topics, and that is free Brittany Griner. If you guys do not know who Brittany Griner is a WNBA All-Star. And I'm talking about, she is a bona fide first ballot Hall of Famer whatever day that she decides to retire. She's probably going to easily go down as one of the top 10 big women in the game ever. Brittany Griner is the third woman in WNBA history to dunk a basketball in a game. She is a living legend. They understand, like, LL Cool J stands for Ladies Love Cool J. Well, you understand, when we say LL Brittany Griner, we're talking about living legend Brittany Griner. Ain't no ladies love Brittany Griner, even though she may be gay, so the ladies may love her too. And she may love the ladies. But that's beside the point. Brittany Griner, folks. Let me just give you her resume, because it's one of those things, right? And you guys know how I feel about the women here.
Hey, ladies!
Where the ladies at?
Sometimes you gotta send a woman do a man's job.
Thank you, Big Pun. That's courtesy of Big Pun, and I get no credit for that. So I'm trying to do that, so hopefully I can get away with being able to play that drop. But that is Big Pun. Who else is in there? Sometimes you gotta send a woman to do a man's job. Sometimes you got somebody else is in there too. Hey, I can't. Where the ladies at? I don't know what the fuck that mix is from, but that's from somebody else, so that got shit to do with me. Like, that shit slide. Don't block my shit, right? So, you know how much we love the ladies here, right? Like listen, like actually, the LL and ladies, listen, we love the ladies over here on the Mighty Sports Podcast, and that's the reason why we talk about the women's game and the women's sports so much. And if Brittany Griner was a regular NBA star, I am telling you, there would be a massive riots everywhere, right? For trying to get this woman free. You understand? She's a WNBA champion. She's a 7-time All-Star. She's a 2-time scoring champion, folks, as a big woman in this game, right? She's an 8-time block leader, right? She's been a WNBA peak performer. She's been a 3-time WNBA first team, 3-time second team, 2-time defensive player of the year, 3-time defensive first team, 4-time defensive second team. She won rookie. She was on the all rookie team. She made the top 25 anniversary team. She's a Russian National League champion. She's a 4-time Euro League champion. She's the Russian Cup winner. She's an NCAA champion. She's an NCAA Final Four most outstanding player. That's basically the MVP of the league at that time. She's the AP Player of the Year. She's the Honda Sports Award winner. She's a 2-time Wade Trophy winner. She's a 2-time first team All-American. You understand? She's a second team All-American. She's a 3-time Big 12 Player of the Year, 4-time Big 12 Defensive Player of the Year, McDonald's All-American, WBCA High School Player of the Year, folks, since 2009. So for 13 years, we've been blessed with her greatness, right? One of the highnesses of the game, to be honest with you. And yet, right as we currently speak right now, she is being detained in Russia for what is considered reed resin in a dried up cartridge. So not even like a cartridge that still has some shit. It was old. It was used. Blah, blah, blah. Maybe she forgot to throw it away. Maybe she was smoking it right before she was getting ready to make. She needed to dump that shit. Right? I mean, I can account for that, you know. Like, oh my God, remember all the stuff we accidentally came back with? Listen, statute of limitation has passed. It's been 1 year. Right? Toot. Maybe elephants. Oh my God. I wish my niece was here, because she would 100% understand what I mean by the baby elephants. Sorry, baby.
Emotional damage.
That's so still now. And you know why? Because you played it.
It's the first time I've ever played on the podcast.
Okay, it don't matter. It's still still.
I've said it before.
Oh.
So,
Yeah.
Brittany Griner, she's being detained for basically what is weed resin in a pen, and obviously Russia has its own laws when it comes to marijuana, right? They're when it comes to marijuana, I think there's like a 3-year sentence or whatever, or some shit like that, and even possibly death, right? Like, see, I'm a sidebar a little, right? I keep telling you, one of my first loves when it comes to sports was baseball. So don't mind me when I take this shit left field, right? This is the reason why, and you've heard me mention this before on the podcast, but as the United States, right, they lessen or they lower their marijuana laws, they still have to worry about marijuana testing when it comes to the Olympic Committee, right? Like, that is one of the banned substances that you can't have in your system, as much as well as a bunch of any other drugs. And even as marijuana is just period is being the laws around is being lowered around the world, and even mainly around the United States. One of the things that we can't ignore is that the countries that still have it illegal, right? And trying to get it legalized for players in the United States when there's players in Russia, there's players in China, there are a lot of players that are under communist rule, right? To put it the easiest way, that if they are caught with marijuana in their system, it isn't just a jail sentence, it's a death sentence. And we're talking about their death sentences ain't death sentence. We're talking about lethal injection. We're talking about electric chair. We're talking about it's a death. That's right, not a death sentence. It's a death penalty. You know what I mean? In some other countries. So that's the reason why the United States haven't really pushed it in when it comes to Olympic competition to try to get it legalized for their players, because it's just too much. It's one of the they better know how to negotiate. Like, this is the kind of things that players try to negotiate for, right? While owners normally say, "Oh, you want us to allow you to do marijuana? Okay, well, we're gonna take back 10% of the money, and we'll give you marijuana." They're like, fuck it. Or we won't give you any rights to the streaming contract if you guys don't want to be tested. Everybody be like, "Oh, fuck yeah, we want to do marijuana," and not realizing the streaming money is worth hundreds of millions of dollars. Fucking derelicts. Sorry, NFL players piss me off because of their stupidity. Actually, the NFL just kind of pisses me off. Like me and our KJ and I was talking earlier. We was talking about the NFL. We was talking about how the NFL is like having a really annoying girlfriend, right? It's like damn, like she just gets you mad and gets upset all the goddamn time, but then all of a sudden they do some shit like they did today, and you're like, everything's okay. Like, I'm ready to watch you again, and I want to see what the fuck is going on, but then you just remember how despicable that they are. We talk about the NFL. NFL's despicable. Not your girlfriends. Not your girlfriend.
But you're comparing it to like to having an annoying girlfriend.
Yeah.
I'm annoying. Continue.
You more like the NBA, baby.
We're talking about the NFL.
Yeah, we're talking about the NFL.
Okay, I can't wait till we divulge into that.
You more like the NBA. Everybody wants to be there. It's a fun league.
But
There's no buts. I mean, it's a big butt. But not the one that you want.
Alright, the analogy of...
So, no, back to Brittany Griner. Right? I forgot how we get here.
Y'all see how he can't stay on topic, right?
Told you I go left field. So, no, like I was telling you, like this out, like play, this fight the Olympic Committee doesn't try to negotiate about having players be able to take marijuana because it's not worth it. What you end up losing in the long run isn't worth the. You know what I mean? What you lose in the big picture isn't worth something as minute as allowing players to smoke weed. But like in leagues like the NBA, especially like the NFL, players try to negotiate being allowed to smoke weed, and in exchange they exchange it for hundreds of millions of dollars. Like when you hear players get something little minute, like we get to cut down on practices. We get no marijuana testing. We get this. Guess what? They lost something else in that negotiation. For every little thing that they gain, they lose something. And they have traded in things that don't matter to NFL owners, monetarily wise, and to lose money for. Like the things that they ask for, owners don't care about because it's not really costing them money. We don't want to test for marijuana. Okay, fine, it ain't gonna cost us money. But you know what? Since we're gonna give you something, this is negotiations, quid pro pro. We want a little something. We want a little head underneath the table too. And next, you know, you're sucking your dicks for the rest of your life and wondering how the fuck I got, why the fuck I got this crusty shit on my face. You understand? So, Brittany Griner is caught up in all of this madness, but also one of the other things that she's caught up in is a political war, right? Because right now Russia's is raiding Ukraine still, right? Ukraine is doing their best to try to fight back. I will continue to hear how David is going against Goliath and shit like that, right? Which isn't a story about a man versus a giant. Because when is the last time you've seen a giant? What it is about a really short man versus a really tall man. Was Goliath even a Cyclops too in that story? Was it somebody else? Can't remember. When was the last time you seen a Cyclops either? Maybe that was a guy with like an eye patch or something. Maybe some shit like that. But he wasn't no goddamn Cyclops. These goddamn made up story tales that we've been living our lives based off of. Just say it. What's going on, chill? Welcome to the podcast. We got our Cleveland correspondents. You know, our senior Cleveland correspondent going on over here, and also the number one body mover in the Cleveland area as well. Like if you've been moving your body to some kind of big tunes, it's probably been with the crew that Chill has been rolling through that area with, because they've had the party go. Let's continue, right? So Brittany Griner, she's caught up in all of that mess, and I feel that if I understand, like I feel that if I know for a fact, if with the resume that Brittany Griner has, Griner, right? Like Griner, right? the resume that Brittany Griner has, if she was a male NBA, if she was a male athlete, period, not even just a male NBA athlete, if she was a male athlete, period, with her resume, nobody would ever be talking about Kyrie Irving and his playing mandates. The whole entire thing would be about freeing Brittany Griner. Just like how, fuck, I'm forgetting her name. I know it wasn't Cheryl Swoop that did it, but damn it, who was it? Who was it? I'm a WNBA player that basically forfeited 2-3 years of her career to go ahead and fight for a man in the justice system, and then once he got who was wrongly accused, and then once they earned his freedom, that she got married to him and came back to the league. Was that Maya Moore? I think it was Maya Moore. Yeah, it was Maya Moore. So it's times like this. Yeah, see, she would have popped it up. So it's times like this when our women athletes are doing things are happening with our women athletes, and it's things like this, their activism or them being held hostage. Because I don't think people understand this, right? Or people held hostage, that it's not getting enough national attention. It's not getting enough love, enough hate. It's not getting enough anything. It's just blowing through the fucking wind like a goddamn leaf in the autumn. But Brittany Griner, let's not make any mistake, she's being held hostage by Russia. And part of the reason why I think that the United States has not gone more ham into this is because of the fact that Russia is currently now bombing Ukraine, and also Sleepy Joe may be a pussy. It's okay for me to say it. He's not really my favorite president. Listen, just because he's Democratic and I voted Democratic the majority of my life doesn't mean that he's my president of favor. I'll denounce any president I don't like, regardless of party affiliation. I hope you guys fully understand that the next time some Republican makes it that I don't like either. You understand? There's Democrats that I don't like as well. It's just the majority of people I didn't like were Republicans. I'm just saying, they know what they were doing. Listen, there was a madness there was a unpredictable madness about Donald Trump that kept the rest of the world in check while he was in office, because they were afraid of the unknown. They know Sleepy Joe's gonna follow every bit of protocol when it comes to it, and he ain't gonna do nothing outside of the book. Listen, even President Bush is like, hey, they got weapons of mass destruction. We're in the motherfucking clouds, bitch. I don't care. Go over there. That's literally what the motherfucker said. We know Sleepy Joe ain't gonna make up no shit like that. His best bet right now to go start a war at Russia may be like, oh, they got Brittany Griner tied up. They have an eight-time block leader, NBA champion, a multiple-time All-Star locked up right now. They've been held hostage, and we need to go save our people. Because other than that, ain't no reason I can see him going over there. It's gonna take a whole lot of mandates. I'm telling you this right now. This is gonna be one of the wars that we play so by the book. It's almost like we don't want to go fight. And I understand that we probably don't want to go fight. We're America. We see motherfuckers getting bullied. We're supposed to be like, what the fuck is going on here? God damn it, this is what we've been waiting for. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. I'm just saying, it's what we build our reputation on. And that is what the rest of the world knows us as. If you're gonna be something, live up to your reputation. Don't stop now. If you're gonna fight everybody's war, why are you stopping now? Go and wreck some shit up. Go fight with Russia. It's been a minute anyway. Y'all niggas been standing across the room for each other, giving each other the stink out all fucking night. You know what I mean? Every single week y'all go out, y'all see each other at the same club. Y'all over there, look at that motherfucker over there. You know I don't like that nigga. I go over here and sniff him right now. Let him say the wrong shit. And then y'all pass, yo, what's going on, homie? Now, everything good? Y'all been doing that for decades now. Y'all been don't like each other. Y'all been sneak dissing each other. You understand? Like, just go ahead and squash that beef. Let's go blows. Just meet each other in the schoolyard and start bombing motherfuckers. I'm just saying. Bombs over Baghdad. And whichever place ever gets caught up in the middle. I'm saying. I apologize. Because that's that kind of shit that gave me my PTSD. I shouldn't even talk like that. But please, we need to free Brittany Griner. And I 100% do not believe that there is enough stink being made about her being held hostage. So I will tell you what I will be doing every single time that we have a podcast until she is free. I will be starting off every single podcast talking about freeing Brittany Griner and remind you about her resume. Because I'm telling you, if she was Joe Griner, NBA NBA champion, NBA All-Star, there would have been an uproar of bigger than fucking Lil Wayne's song. But let's get into some lighter side of sports, right? Cause we have to transition. Like that's some big shit that's going on there, right? But let's go ahead and transition. And you know what? I don't want to get into some lighter side of sports. We have a new Florida man. And not because he did anything stupid. You don't have to be stupid to be a Florida man, right? You just have to make the news in the state of Florida and be a man. Or be a woman. You know what I mean? Be part of mankind. You could even be a gorilla, to be honest with you, because of Harambe shit that happened in Florida. Florida man. Florida man. Florida man. So, folks, we got some really big news. Like it's really funny that I'm taking tongue in cheek this, but there's only really one reason behind it, and that is because the reason why we're talking about Florida man is because somebody, not just somebody, one of the baddest wide receivers in the game has changed teams, and he has made his way to the Miami Dolphins. So now, I have to go from somebody that I actually liked and cheered for to now hating this man. In an instant like that. Shit was good just a week ago. We all know that story. We all know that phrase. That's what happens when you bring your ass down to the Dolphins. That's what happens when you bring your ass down to Tampa Bay. You understand? You become part of the Florida man group. It's like being part of the Blue man group, right? You start being part of the Florida man group, and guess what? You get all of this 4 letters over here. This H-A-T-E. Hate. But the big news that there is that we heard earlier today, and things happened real fast, folks. Tyreek Hill, or the Kansas City Chiefs, gave Tyreek Hill permission to go talk to other teams to pursue a trade. And I know immediately, as soon as I heard that, my mind exploded. Right? I was like, what? Like you mean like Tyreek Hill? Like we're talking about Mr. Cheetah, Mr. I'm trying to challenge Usain Bolt to a foot race.
Pause!
Yo, if you ever hear this, I probably just blew your ear out. I'm gonna tell you right now, in less than 5 seconds, I'm gonna do it again. So prep yourself and turn that volume down to half. But when I heard that news, I said to myself,
Pause!
that is loud as fuck. I'm gonna have to adjust this on the fly and bring it back
It
in.
sound like you yelling.
It's not me, but it represents me. Tyreek Hill, one of the top wide receivers in the game, is now on the open market. And immediately, we heard the two teams. Immediately, immediately, speculation happens, right? Where is he gonna go? Where can he fit? Who's gonna get him? Who has the money? Who has the assets? What's it gonna take, right? What would you do for a Klondike bar, right? All that shit. And like I said, things move quickly. Before you can even finish that thought bubble, you know that brainstorm that she used to do in comprehensive class. You start writing on all the little ideas, because that's basically what's happening. It's like bloop 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 bloop. Like all these little idea bubbles is popping into your head, and before all of them could formulate, they got popped. It came down to two teams: the New York Jets and the Miami Dolphins. And I ain't gonna lie to you. A small part of me, for half a millisecond, got excited. A small part of me, right, for half a second was over here, like,
Oh, baby! Oh, baby!
I was a little turned it on.
Oh, you know what I mean?
And then, as I'm getting this news, I'm taking a shit, right? I ain't gonna lie to you guys. Listen, we're gonna be honest here. This is MyT Sports Podcast. You come here for the truth and nothing but the truth. You come here for that raw shit. You come here for that ODB. You understand? You come here to get your girl pregnant. That's what I'm talking about. You come here. Rest in peace to all the people in Orlando. You come here to shoot up the club. You get that shit raw. Chip was like, hold on. You mean?
Pause!
Oh no. I'm so sorry, guys.
Oh my god, I'm sorry. My annoyance cracks me up.
He not sorry.
I really does.
He really mean that.
Should we be expecting some news? No. Congrats? No. What are you talking about? No. Whoa. See.
Pause!
No.
He do be shooting up the club, though.
I do be shooting up the club, though.
I be making sure he don't get me.
I do be shooting up the club, but not on purpose. It's because, like what?
Shut up! Aren't you talking about sports?
Listen, we talking about life. This is a sports podcast that revolves around life. Like that Mr. Clark shit be happening on me. You know what I mean? You know I'm talking about that Mr. Clark shit. Like that shit. Mr. Clark, you know, he used to chain the doors. Like she be pulling guard. Like, you know what I mean? Like full MMA. I'm gonna be a great papa. Listen, I already know that even my kids or my grandkids, I'm gonna make them call me Papa T. Like it's gonna be some crazy shit like that. Like listen, they ain't gonna be no ordinary shit. Right? Ain't gonna be no dad, you know what I mean? It's gonna be like pop tea, like pop smoke, like pop tea smoke.
Extra.
It's gonna be some extra shit. Like I'm gonna make my kid call me breadwinner. Like implant subliminal messages in his head. Like you like. When is the gender reveal? There's no gender reveal. The gender reveal is going to be on April 1st of 2025. That's when the gender reveal is going to take place, right? But what we were revealed with pretty soon was Tyreek Hill's two destinations. It said New York and he said Miami. And as I'm sitting there taking a shit, right, it quickly hits me and I'm like, one, I'm gonna tell you. Because I feel like these two thoughts popped up like almost simultaneous. Two thought bubbles, right? Because everything had been popped. So two thought bubbles popped up. I did the New York Jets being played, and he looked like a Florida boy. Like, I don't know where Tyreek Hill is from, and maybe that I need to look into. Let's see. But Tyreek Hill, didn't he used to have gold teeth and all kinds of shit? Like, he looks like a Florida boy from Pearson's GA. Yeah, like I said, he looked like a Florida boy. Like gold teeth and all, right? So once that hit me, I was like, oh, he coming to Florida. He's not going to New York. Right? He's not going to go to New York. New York was played to be used for their assets. Like, New York is used a lot, right? New York, whether it's in football or it's in hockey or it's in baseball or it's in basketball, the New York franchise and the New York market is often pitted against other teams while they're doing negotiations to up the price. And because New York teams are always, and I'll say it, thirsty, desperate, fiending for some kind of star to come and bless their franchise, right? They can always be leveraged against other teams, and you'll never know if it's true or not until later on. Until later on the next day, like the Jets will be like, we weren't interested in that motherfucker at all, and then that will piss off their fan base. Like, why the fuck weren't you interested in that motherfucker? You definitely had the motherfucking assets. Why the fuck you over here doing franchise malpractice? And we quickly forget that you were being played. So, as soon as I heard it, like, as soon as I started, like, really, as soon as all of the other bubbles popped, and those two popped up, I was like, I think New York was being played, and he looked like a Florida boy. And no doubt, as soon as I sent that message that he looks like a Florida boy, listen, me and Chill Will and I were in the same text. As soon as you're ready to hop in there, Chill Will, you ready. Because I want to hear you. I definitely want to hear how you feel about Tyreek coming to Miami. And actually, you know what? Because I still have to talk about how I feel about Tyreek Hill coming to the Miami motherfucking Dolphins. Yo, this is gonna be some
Emotional damage.
I can't wait. I haven't gone in yet. Right? I haven't even gone in yet. But trust me, when you can go in just how I'm about to go in on the Miami Dolphins if you can get yourself some Blue Chew. What is Blue Chew? Blue Chew just happens to be a little blue pill that can get you back that thrill. All you need to do is open up a pack and head straight to the side. Just a few chews. Before you do macaroni. Right? For a very low cost, you can beat it up like a boss, right? She's gonna love how you come through like a champ when you Blue Chew in advance. This has the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, so this is one opportunity that you just can't miss, right? And if you use this week's promo code of what do we got? What we got for them this week? What kind of promo code you got for them this week? Let me know. You got a promo code for them this week? I know you do. There we go. Pull it up for me. This week's promo code is EZRJ. Right? EZRJ. Echo, Zulu, Romeo, Juliet, EZRJ. And you can get your first $20 order of Blue Chew for free from the folks right here on MyT. Yep, first order for free. Only thing you're gonna have to do is pay for shipping and handling. That's about $5. Listen, don't stress me about those $5. It goes to your postal workers. You know, they deliver between rain, hail, sleet, or snow, and they're giving you something that can keep you hard through rain, hail, sleet, or snow. You understand? Because when you get your order of Blue Chew, there's only 2 requirements. You gotta chew it, and then you gotta do it. Blue Chew. Now, let's get back into these to this Tyreek Hill trade, right? I kind of knew automatically. Like I said, I sent the message quickly, right, over to the group chat, and I was like, oh, he's going to Florida. He looks like a Florida boy. And within seconds, right, there was a response came back. Oh, it's official. He's going to the Miami Dolphins. I'm like, I knew it. I knew he wasn't going to the Jets. But now, that adds another weapon down to the Miami Dolphins. Tua got a tongue twister.
I feel like he's stupid for not going to the Jets. I think the Jets probably in a better situation for him to succeed. I think that boy ain't bad as I don't know. Tua, it depends on the quarterback, right?
Whoa. Chill Will came in here spitting fire. Chill Will came in here spitting fire. Hold on. You know why? Because
Drop tapes, don't you? drop takes, don't you?
Sir, yes, sir!
Well, if you gonna drop takes, you might as well go ahead and drop them exhibitiously.
Cleveland! This is for you!
Exhibition.
Yo.
What's that?
Even when I hear it, I crack the fuck up.
Exhibition. It's an exhibition. It's an exhibitionally. Exhibitiously. It's an exhibition. You say that shit, you forget the actual word.
Oh,
It's expeditious, but
I know.
every time I say that shit, I forget how to say the regular word. I don't fucking say the word like you. I'm being a fucking business meeting. I'm being a fucking seminar talking about exhibitiously. They gonna be like, what the fuck? What?
Right, listen, I apologize.
We about to fight?
Listen,
We about to fight?
Listen, what you do, you say, listen, I apologize. It happens to be something that somebody plays for me on a podcast that I go on regularly, and he won't fix it, and it's not it's help reprogram. Because fucked up shit does happen to us sometimes. Like, something that happens to us funny like that, we remember the wrong way of some shit. We're like, damn, what was the right way to do that shit again? Like, fuck, I can't remember anymore. Like, when you hear a remix of of a song, you forget the original version sometimes. Like, fuck, how did that original version go again? But
Yeah, so.
Tyreek Hill, go ahead. No, go ahead. So what
The Jets is I mean, that's the best division to be in the AFC, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you're gonna compete.
Mm-hmm.
Every other division is fucking bonkers. Well, I guess the South, AFC South is the Houston division. Who's all in that division? It's Miami. I guess that's not a bad division because it's the Texans. They're in the AFC South, ain't they? Miami Dolphins. Correct? They're in the AFC South, right? I'm gonna mute on niggas, man. Damn. Helen Keller, come back. Welcome to the MyT Sports Show with your boy, your host, Chill Will, because T has left the building.
Yes, I did. I'm right here though. I'm back.
You have to get some weed. See, this is what happens when you get addicts and he forgot his sack. They're like, where my goddamn backwoods? And then, I mean, here you try to run out on my ass. And then I would try to refer to you, and then you was gone and shit. You left me hanging. That's some bullshit. What type of co-host is you? You horrible. How an engineer is you, man? That's some bullshit. It's horrible.
You know what's
You
funny?
could have gave me like a heads up in the chat room or something.
You know what, I'm gonna do.
Gonna sneak out on my ass.
I'm gonna do that next time. I'm gonna have to do that next time. Cause I was like, you know what?
But yeah.
This sound like it's about to be a long-winded answer. I think I got time to go
Yeah.
But, okay.
Well, sure enough, it's always happened. But yeah, like Miami, the AFC South was the Texans, Miami. Who else down there in that division?
No. No.
They in the East.
Miami is
the East with New England.
Yeah,
right?
Miami's
New
with
England,
the Jets, New England, and
the
Buffalo.
Jets, New England Jets,
And Buffalo.
Oh, so damn, man, that's. It ain't no. What's the South then? What's the South? It's Houston. I can't even think beyond Houston. Fuck me. I can't think beyond Houston. Like I can't.
Hold on, I'm gonna pull them up.
Tennessee probably in the South.
Yeah.
Houston, Tennessee. Fuck me, man. Indianapolis is that's in the South? Where's Indianapolis at?
Shit, I just had it up too. Okay.
AFC South.
So, AFC South has. Okay, so we're talking about Tennessee, Indianapolis, Houston, and Jacksonville. Chill. Will. Okay. Well, yeah. So that's who's in the AFC South. If you were to go there, wait. Let me see. Yeah. Who just went to Indianapolis? Who was that? That was Matt Ryan, or some shit like that. Young Southern Jacksonville. Houston has no team, and then Tennessee Titans. Like they've been ruling that division. We'll probably end up winning that again. They could continue. Yeah. See, either way, right? I say whether he went to the Jets, went to Miami, he was gonna have to face that division. It's just what you got to face in that division. You know what I mean? Like where you gonna face it from? You gonna face it from New York, or you gonna face it from Miami, Sunshine, You know what I mean? Good weather, no state tax, little shit like that.
Yeah. So the AFC South may be AFC South. What's the weakest divisions? Would you say? Just a sidebar. The the NFC probably East maybe, and the AFC South would be the weakest divisions in football.
Well, the AFC East, let me see, because they said they have the Jets and the Dolphins in there, and let me see, but AFC South.
You
has
think that's hold on? But the Houston, the Jaguars.
Yeah, Houston and
Tennessee
Jaguars,
and who else?
they're pretty bad. Tennessee and Indy. Tennessee and
Yeah.
Indy are going to be good.
Okay,
That may
yeah,
be the worst.
so-
That may be the worst one in the AFC, and it's not by much because remember we did this already.
Yeah, you're right.
We just did this in the AFC. Like the Jaguars, the Texans, and the Jets may be the three worst teams in it, but that's because every other team is Buffalo, New England, Miami, and you see what Miami just got, right?
Yeah,
Cincinnati.
Buffalo, New England though. That's not the worst division though.
Yeah,
That can't be.
we have
Buffalo,
Cincinnati,
though.
Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Baltimore, Tennessee.
And then Miami, to be honest, they I mean, with Brian Flores, they wasn't bad at all. So we just don't know with this new coach. So they definitely would. I wouldn't pick them. And the Jets, they balled out. End of the year, they showed improvement, right? You could have been a little bit slightly, at least not mad at them. You know, maybe not proud, but not mad at them. So
Okay, I don't know what the fuck just happened.
So I think.
But I'm sorry, I'm watching this Brooklyn and Memphis game, and at the beginning of this fourth quarter, Brooklyn had taken back the lead, and they were running. It looked like they was running away with this game. It is now 130, 120, a minute 45 left, Memphis, and this is with no Ja Morant.
Well, they built coach, bro. You already know that. You already knew that.
Let me see. There's Tennessee. There's
That coach
Indy,
is on. Even
Kansas
they're in
City,
the West,
Vegas,
too. Think about
Chargers.
this. They
Jesus.
they're in the West, bro. They balling like that in the West.
They're the second best team
The
in the league.
NBA is evened out though. The NBA, that's amazing. It's a couple of amazing things happening with the quarterbacks in the NFL, and then just how the NBA overall is evening out, and just overall in sports, they got these factories, to where these kids are coming in, and they're just like, this is talent coming.
Yeah.
It's abundance of talent just coming up.
A much better
It
form
used to be
system.
like a,
Much better form system earlier
just-
on.
It is.
Like
These guys ready earlier.
what we're doing in a weird way without doing it, which the NBA wants to fully do, they want to like adapt that soccer European system where you can have
That's the Asian system too, though. When we adopting that too. We got high schools now where they committed to NBA careers.
Mhm.
The one in
But those-
Atlanta, in Georgia. The one in the school in Georgia where you got literally like about 50 or 30 to 50 players, and that's all they do. They're the top tier players in the league. You know, they find them in like 9th grade or something. 8th grade, and they take them into their school, and then they train them up, and they can damn near come out probably catching their youth position, so develop. They waking up 6 in the morning, all the way till they go to sleep, just training, and they do the classes in between.
and not for
Not
nothing.
that school, but they get there.
Hockey has been like that forever. Where for hockey players, for like 12 years old, they've been going away to Canada and across and leaving the country to go to like some hockey like high school and stuff like shit like that. You know what I mean? Where it's
I never knew that.
yeah, hockey's been doing this since. So I don't know how. I'm listening. So the guy that I listen to that talks about this is as old as I am. So he talks about when he came through the league, and so he was coming through the league in the early 2000s, but going through all of this in like the 90s. You know what I mean? Like in the mid 90s and shit like that. So it's been here for easy like I want to say 30, 40 years, and it's been part of the NHL system. We don't really hear about it because ain't no black people there to talk about that shit. Cause also ain't no black people sending their kids away just like that to go live with no motherfuckers in Canada. Like shit,
Yeah,
we really want that motherfucker babysitting down the street.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Right. So yeah, you're right.
So
So I think that's a big difference. But I didn't mean to curtail. But I mean from the Jets. But I think that's a better. I really feel like. What's the running back y'all got? That's dope. He was kind of hurt though. Forgot his name. I was high on him before he even came out last year. He was one of my sleeper picks. Y'all got him, and if he can be healthy. I can't remember his name, but he's definitely a good running back when healthy, and he showed it last year when he was at the end of the year. End of the year, I was impressed with the Jets. I was okay with Zach Wilson. You give him Tyreek Hill though, and I think they got better. I don't know about the coaching in Miami, right? So right now, I'm gonna say they got better coaching. I feel like it was on an upward trajectory, and to being cohesive.
Ty Johnson.
And no. The rookie, he was a rookie. He was a rookie, and he's better than Ty Johnson, way better. I cannot remember his name. Michael Carter. Is it Michael Carter? It's Michael Carter. You're supposed to know this, man. You're a Jets fan. Well, whatever you about to say, don't even say it, but you know what I mean. Fucking, this is sad.
No, because the only name I keep popping up is fucking P. Ryan.
It's Michael Carter. It's Michael Carter.
Is it Michael Carter? Okay.
It's gotta be. Well, but yeah, he's an awesome. You gotta look at him, bro. He's definitely y'all starting running back on the depth chart. He's dope, bro. Put up tape on him. You'll see.
No,
Look, at the end of the day, you know, you go to Tua. If Tua's good, you know, the Miami can use him. But I just don't know about the coaching. Who knows about that organization? Period. Mm-hmm. That organization is not run well. You know what I'm saying? You just fired the cheat code to every good quarterback in the NFL. Brian Flores is the cheat code. He can break down any, starting from Tom Brady. And then he had success against Lamar Jackson. He had success against the Tom Brady's of the world. What more can you ask? He got them both covered.
Mm-hmm.
And he's now with the Steelers, which even though they don't got a quarterback, they're a quarterback away from being. And at the end of the day, if they get like a Malik Willis who's viable, you already know that system they have in place. You don't need a lot. Ben wasn't that great when he won his first Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. And then they ain't got nobody that gets. They can put everything around them because they haven't got the when you spend $40 for a quarterback, man. A lot of those teams don't win Super Bowls. Me and my friend was talking about this earlier. I mean, you can go ahead and spend your money on those Khalil Macks or those Tyreek Hills, but sometimes that pigeonholes you. You know, it's cool that Tua's on his contract on his first year, but that's when Russell won.
But
that's when Mahomes won.
That's when he's supposed to do it, though, right? When you do the moves to get the Tyreek Hills and stuff like that, is when you do have the young quarterback.
Right.
That you're hoping that is gonna help break through.
It's gonna set you on the top.
Yeah, but I don't know if he went to the. I don't know if Tua and this squad has been that team, and he's gonna be that guy. I don't think this is that right
coaching
combination.
Though. You don't know.
Yeah.
If it was Brian Flores, I would say they contenders now. I mean, it would all depend on Tua, right? I would put on, but now I'm not gonna put on Tua because he got to learn another system. You know, you only know these coaches are good, and the organization from the top down got some stuff that they got to go through.
This whole
they still got allegations against them.
They got something to go through this year. They have their own.
Yeah.
The thing that they don't want players to have, they're about to have distractions.
Right. And then you don't know if you're on a racist. Like if you're black, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. These are black boys on these teams. You know, I don't know if I want to play for these motherfuckers.
That's for real too. Like because with what they said about, hey, I was trying to pay them to lose and all kinds of shit and this, that, and the third. I would have serious quibs about going, you know what I mean? Going to a team that has all of that attached to it. Like how would feel about going to the Phoenix Suns? I would feel some like.
Oh man.
But can I tell you?
Did you get that shit? Did you watch that shit?
I did not watch it, but I need to. But I'm not. Anything that happens about the Phoenix Suns, I'm not surprised, because I'm gonna tell.
It's been noise around here.
I'm gonna tell you this. When the thing came out about the Clippers owner, what was his name again? Not David Stern. What the fuck was his name? Damn.
You made me forget his name when you said David Stern. I knew his name. The Clippers owner, the old guy.
Donald Stern.
Shit. Sterling.
Donald Sterling, something like. Okay, there we go. So when the shit popped up about him, right? And what happened is that people forget. If you really look at the NBA, you can see that there's a couple of teams around the league that don't give a fuck about their franchise, right? And there was always bad shit coming out about them. When that shit happened with the Clippers, I came right here. Go pull up the early tapes, and I was like, yo, I don't know when that ball is gonna drop. I will not be surprised. And I specifically said, if we hear this about the Phoenix Suns, because I've always felt like they ran their organization the same exact way the Clippers were. They never really gave a fuck about it. They used to get lucky because of like their location and taxes and shit like that. That they used to get certain players, but these players are always bouncing. Nobody ever stayed there. They never developed any, like, you know what I mean? Like when you get a franchise that never really develops anybody. Like, we know New York's problem. They don't develop anybody because they don't keep anybody. Like, they don't keep anybody. They're always chasing the carrot. There's a difference when you constantly get all these players and nobody ever wants to stay with you. Remember, the Phoenix Suns used to be a black hole for a period of time. Just like the Clippers were. It's just like I said, the Phoenix Suns used to get lucky. They used to draft Amari Stoudemire. You know what I mean? They picked up, like, Steve Nash came there. You know what I mean? They had Dan Marley. You know, Charles Barkley wanted to do some shit there. But I'm telling you, I've always felt this way about the Phoenix Suns. So when I heard this, I was like, I am not surprised at all. The Phoenix Suns always gave me that kind of vibe.
And Danny Ferry is I remember some certain execs came through there with something wasn't right. You know what I'm saying? And I think
Wait, isn't Danny? Was that Danny Ferry? Was the one that said
shit?
He said
racist shit? Was that he was in Atlanta?
No.
He was in Atlanta.
I know exactly what it was. Cause I kind of defended him in a weird way, right? Not really defended him, but I said I gave the other side of the coin. He said it was what he said about Luau Deng on his scouting report, where he was like, he's shit. He said something about him being African, right? Where he was like.
But it wasn't really racist though. It wasn't really racist.
I think
as an observation.
Yeah, we may have discussed this too, cause even I defended him. I even said to people that it didn't sound real racist. It just sounded, he compared multiple nations and they happen to be black, and it was like, listen, if you're African, he said something about he has a sneaky game. You know what I mean? Like he has a sneak, and I'm like, you could tell because if you see that he's black, you may think that he's gonna play like Black Americans, and Black Americans play very athletic and very and with a lot of hype and movement, where Africans may be playing a lot more like Europeans. So he said something like he was like somebody, it was like a fake storefront African shit like that, some shit like that, where like he looks like something on the outside, but his game is something completely different. So he probably thought that he was athletic, and he was like, oh damn, no, he's very fundamentally sound. But it was insensitive in a weird ass way. Like whatever the fuck it was, some shit, right? And I remember them making a thing about it. And I want to say that's like my first season of the podcast. That may be season 1. If I'm not mistaken, that may be season 1, early in the first season too. You may be to find out within the first 15 podcasts ever that I did. And don't mind the dog tags dingling in the background. That's because I was probably recording it in my car on my way to work. Oh man, no, that shit is crazy. But yeah, I'm not surprised about Phoenix. I'm not surprised about what's going on with Phoenix. How the fuck did we get to Phoenix? Suns in basketball. At that. So yeah.
Hey.
It's okay. So that means we're basically
this is crazy. I'm looking at something right here. With Jimmy Butler and Spoelstra, bro. They had a meltdown. They talking about it. They about to go at it. You gotta see this.
Oh shit. Are they playing right now?
Yeah.
So the Memphis
man,
Grizzlies just beat the Brooklyn Nets.
I don't know. You on a computer, so you probably can click on the link. If not, I'll put it in the chat. But man, this is it's crazy though. My homeboy just put it in one of the groups. And I'm like, man, Jimmy gotta chill, man.
He do need to chill.
Spoelstra, like, you know it gotta be Jimmy because Spoelstra's so mad. And he don't lose his composure like that. You know, you never see Spoelstra lose his composure like this. He don't ever do it. This dude, like, about to, he like, not, like, about to whoop his ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, about to knuckle up. Like he know karate or something. Like I know I can beat you. You might be better than me, but I'm about to whoop your ass.
Nigga, I'm
Like,
about to
he had that energy.
Like I'm about to
Like
throat
the
chop
hood.
you
Like
and
I'm
hit,
from the hood.
and hit you with some pressure points, and you about to drop.
You know, what is Eric Spoelstra?
Filipino.
I don't know what the fuck he is.
He's Filipino.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Oh, they thugs there. They real thugs.
Wait.
So
Filipino Spanish still, right? Cause I think he's Filipino, some shit like that. Is he Filipino or?
yeah, I don't know, but either way, he's still. If it's third world, that's third world energy. They thugs. They real thugs.
All right, so let me see. Spo threw the clipboard at him. Hold
Damn, that shit don't happen though, man.
Okay, so let me see. Is this video?
It's video.
Okay, here goes
I
the
don't
video.
know if they got the words, but they got the shit. Oh, let's go.
Yo, no. No, there's a part that you're missing. It's the first thing that I saw. There's a part that you're missing.
What?
No, this ain't him and Spo. Okay, wait. Let's see what happened. Okay, whoa. I got to see this again. No,
Well,
this
him and Spo.
No, it's him and Spo. But that's not what I'm looking at for. That's not what I'm looking at for. Jimmy Butler's gonna have to. Okay. I see him and Spo going at it now. That's not how it started. Whoa. Okay, whoa. We gonna break this down right here. Okay, they're at midcourt. Bam Adebayo's pulling Jimmy away. Okay, so there goes him and them arguing. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you what I see right now. Right? I don't know what happened first. Jimmy about to get sent back to Philly. I'm reading the comments. Fuck this. Hold on. Through the clipboard and everything. And
I don't care what happened. My point is they getting at each other. That and Spoelstra don't get out of character like that.
Okay.
Whenever you see him get that, I mean, you get to see him riled up, obviously, but when does he get that much out of character? Like that don't happen. So it had to be something Jimmy did or said. It had to be.
So
he ready to fight this dude.
I'm gonna tell you also what happened, right? He said something that wasn't just offensive to Eric Spoelstra. He may have said something to Udonis Haslem or about Udonis Haslem. Go look at UD. He's trying to. He's the one being held back for real.
Oh, UD about to beat his ass.
Oh no, he says it. I'm gonna beat your ass. I'm gonna beat your ass. Look at it. Watch that shit again. I'm gonna beat your ass. When was this? Was this last night? When the hell was this?
That's the last dude you want to fuck with, too.
Exactly. Like Jimmy,
that's the last dude in the
like
NBA
Jimmy
you wanna
Butler.
fuck with, 'cause that's
Listen,
a real dude.
if you start hearing pots and pans on whatever street that you live on, know you got a whole hood coming for you. Don't you? Listen, Dwayne Wade ain't Mr. 305. Udonis Haslem, Mr. Like, okay, I'm gonna tell you what. Dwayne Wade is Mr. 305 to the district area.
Awesome.
He's Mr. 305 to the corporate area. He's the face of Mr. 305. Udonis Haslem has the streets. Okay. Look at him. I'm gonna beat your ass.
Yeah.
I'm gonna beat your ass. Yo, he tells him like 10 times. Yo, and you see Jimmy. This is the calmest I've ever seen Jimmy Butler, to be honest with you. For the way Jimmy Butler's being cussed at.
His energy.
It's almost like I don't even understand what the fuck is going on here right now. Why the fuck is Udonis Haslem getting minutes in a game we trying to win? Like I feel like that's what he said. Why is this nigga getting minutes in a game that we trying to win? This nigga's trash. Like I don't get it. You're like, that's not your fucking call. That's my fucking call. If I want to play Udonis Haslem, I don't get it. We're trying to win a game, ain't we? Why the fuck are you playing this nigga? This nigga's trash. What the fuck you mean? Stop sucking that nigga dick. I ain't suck nobody's dick. What the fuck you mean sucking dick? What the fuck? I'll fuck you up. I'll choke you. You might not say that shit again.
Whatever it meant, like he pissed.
Yo,
like,
and Bam Adebayo. And even Bam Adebayo's like, yo, Jimmy, get the fuck away. Jimmy, stop. Jimmy, quit. Yo, he see where he's on the go.
PJ Tucker was on the team. So that's what it makes sense. They got a good collective of, they like the Pistons. They built like the Pistons. They got a bunch of try-hards, overachievers who are good, who are definitely good, not great, but they're good as a unit. They play solid, the best defense probably in the league.
Listen,
they got
you know what?
Fringe, all-star, Bam. and then Jimmy Butler. You know, and they got Lowry. I forgot they got Lowry and Tucker. So they got a good cohesive unit.
I'm actually glad the Miami Heat came in here in a weird way. In one of the topics I talked about in the beginning of the podcast when I gave up the mini rundown was about who's not getting respect, right? Individuals.
Tyler Hero come off the bench too.
Yes, he does. Individuals and teams, and I feel like the Miami Heat ain't getting enough respect. But also, I feel like Miami Heat isn't getting enough respect, and I mean media wise, right? And I'm gonna tell you why, right?
Got you. I agree.
Yeah, media wise, but also I'm gonna tell you something too. They're not getting enough respect from their own fans, and I'm gonna tell you why.
How could you though? LeBron to that? Come on, that's what it is.
And that's exactly what happened. Is because I remember South Florida when the Miami Heat were good going against the Knicks. They were insane back then. I remember the era when they were good during the LeBron James era. They were insane.
You talking about Shaq and Dwayne?
Oh wait,
they had some of the best teams ever, bro.
But they weren't. You know, I'm gonna tell you this though. During the Shaq and Wade era,
Literally.
they weren't going. Like, I'm gonna say also, I may not have been down here. But I don't remember also fans going crazy. I don't remember. Like Heat fans are kind of more like how they are now. Like, oh, we got some players. We don't know what's about to happen. Like they weren't big on themselves. They weren't talking shit. They weren't boisterous. I don't remember if the Miami Heat were even the number 1 seed at that time. Like I you know what I mean? Like it was just they just caught heat in the playoffs. Like literally heat. You know what I mean? They caught fire in the playoffs. But right now the Heat fans are as timid as I think I've ever heard them when their team is in the number 1 spot. The Miami Heat has been number 1 in the East for weeks now, and I haven't heard much from the national media, but also what made me realize I didn't realize that the Miami Heat had been number 1 for so long because I haven't heard shit from their fans. The way that their fans were sucking LeBron James's dick when he was down here, you know, excited about every little fucking game and excited about everything as if they didn't expect them to win and shit like that. You know, it's like I expect them to be more excited now when you have a group of tryhards and you're number 1 versus when you have a fucking super squad and you expect to win. Like, listen, I'm a Yankees fan. Like, you like to see like and it's this way. You know, I shouldn't even say it. You know, this is happens. You're just used to winning. Like, act like you've been here before, right? I guess it must be how the Lakers feel, right? Like during the regular season, sometimes you're like, okay, we expect to be here, right? So you don't know how, but you don't ice your team out. Like this is actually when you should be more into your team. When they have the team that you didn't expect to really be the number 1 in the East. You probably expected the Miami Heat to be like 3 and 4. You expect the Miami Heat to be behind Brooklyn, behind Milwaukee, and maybe in front of Philly, if not behind them. That's what you expected probably the Miami Heat to be. But instead, the Miami Heat is number 1 in the East. They're the 3rd best team in the league. And I get crickets from I don't hear not one pot, not one pan. So maybe this is good for the Miami Heat. Maybe this is to wake them up. Maybe this is to wake their fan base up and make them realize that you got a team full of pit bulls. You got a team full of dogs out here. You know what I mean? And they should be way more celebrated to me than that LeBron James team. Like you should be going more crazy for this team than they did that LeBron James led team. To me, this is way more exciting to me. This team would be, if I was a fan, this would be way more exciting to me. This would be way more fulfilling to me. Because this would actually be something that you worked hard for. That you actually Detroit Pistons for. You know what I mean? That actually nobody saw you coming and you surprised the world with guys that, like I said, 3 years ago you didn't know who the fuck you didn't know what the hell a Bam Bam was. And now he's damn near a household name in the basketball world. We got Praveen calling into the show. We're going to go ahead and take our first call on the Blue Chew Getting Hotline. Folks, don't forget that you can go ahead and get your first order of Blue Chew for free as well when you use the promo code of EZRJ. What's going on, Praveen? Welcome to the Mighty Sports Podcast. How are you doing? Oh, look like we don't. Do we have him on?
How you doing?
How you doing? Now, do you have a sports question for us, or do you have a sports style that you would like, a question that you would like to get into?
I don't have any sports question right now. Just I watch WWE. That's it.
Understand. All right, then we're gonna go ahead and send you back down. Thank you for listening to the podcast and thank you for participating. We really do appreciate that. Continue to listen. Don't forget to like and share the podcast, and also don't forget to subscribe as well. Because remember, when you subscribe,
Okay.
then you
Do
get.
you have a YouTube channel? Do you have a YouTube channel that like subscribe you?
Yeah, I do have a YouTube channel. You can find us at MyT Sports Podcast on YouTube. And if you go ahead,
Okay, can you drop the link there? Can you drop the link in the comment section? And
I will go ahead and definitely do that for you. I'll go ahead and drop a link for you guys to follow. Thank you again, Praveen. We will go ahead and you made that for me, baby?
No. Why would I do something so nice?
What is that anyway?
Parmesan corn chips that I invented with a side of refried beans and some carne salsa.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna taste that. I'm definitely gonna taste your carne salsa.
It's off limits.
Alrighty. So, where the fuck were we? I forget. Tyreek Hill. No, Miami Heat. Not getting no respect. Not getting no respect. Right? It's funny. Like we talking about no respect. The no respect thing that goes through a couple of, and that goes through a couple of sports. Let's see. Highest single season points per game, 19 seasons or later. Camilla Anthony, 13.5. He's one of them at 13.5. What's going on, too? That's actually.
I got a question, bro.
Damn. You know what's so funny?
Question.
Wait, I'm sorry. I'm gonna get there. They talk about how LeBron James has been playing for so
Julian,
long.
what up?
We forget that about the same thing about Camilla Anthony. He's been in the league for 19 years as well too, and I did not realize that his 13.5 points per game, 19 years in the season is the fourth highest average. It is for somebody playing 19 years in the league.
Who? You got UD?
Camilla Anthony. You stop it right now.
Oh,
UD is averaging 1.3 points per game. Okay.
Carmelo trash, man.
He's averaging 13.9. Stop it right now. Don't talk. We will not allow any Camilla Anthony blasphemy on this
Carmelo
podcast.
trash, man. Stop the games, man. I hate this. One of the overrated players in history that get too much, like, too much. Like it just. He underachieved his whole career. Period. Per his talent, he underachieved. Period. Webber.
Yes.
He's the Chris Webber. He's Lamar Odom. He's like
no, not
he's
Lamar
up
Odom.
in there.
Lamar Odom, because he got those
Yeah,
rings.
Lamar Odom underachieved. He was the third guy. You know,
He did underachieve though.
He was that guy.
He was like the quasi second guy. Like
Yeah. Right.
Quasi second guy if you could keep him focused and off the drugs.
One of the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
One of the, arguably the GOATs, you know what I'm saying, of his generation. So
What's going on, Tillian? Oh man. Listen, I'm not gonna let you. In a general sense, yes. Like, he's like Chris Paul. He's like James Harden so far. You know what I mean? Like he kind of underachieved. Only because they didn't win a ring. Patrick Ewing, some Charles Barkley. Like, you underachieved because you just didn't.
Yeah. Well, Barkley, I don't think Barkley fought. Man, he was never really put. Ewing, it was his fault, I think. Because he had a squad to beat Jordan and them, I truly believe. But the mystique kind of got to him. But Barkley, no. He never was really put in a situation where he had another legitimate squad that he had that can beat dudes, man. That guy was awesome. He's one of the most underrated. People forget, like, when you get on TV and start chucking and jiving and people have you're polarizing, that mystique leaves, that legend leaves. Like, he was Shaq.
Yeah.
People forget he was an actual, like, if you're a young person, you don't even know. You see this guy on TV, they goofy, and you don't understand that this shit, that's Shaq.
That's the goofy guy on TV. Like,
arguably top 5. Yeah. That's arguably top 5. Like, you're looking at Bill, what is his name? Bill Walton, and you like, he's using the big words and you don't understand that. At one point, he was like he was that guy, you know.
Some of the best footwork in the game.
Right. So it just.
Which Shaq gave to us, by the way.
The Barkley was awesome. Yeah. So that matters. That matters, man. That matters. Isaiah too. I lost, man. I can't stand Isaiah now. Isaiah's to be so high. I can't stand. He can't stand Jordan either. Isaiah hates Jordan.
He does.
And it is a mystique around Jordan that's probably way too much because he before I got hurt, Jordan wasn't getting nothing, winning nothing before I got hurt. So it's kind of like that Paul Pierce versus Bron. You know what I'm saying? They don't got that same Kawhi versus them. They don't got that. They beat him. They used to whoop his ass. So they don't get that same mystique. So yeah. But anyway, man, my bad.
No, that's all right. And since we talk about Patrick Ewing, let's go ahead and get into some of these Knicks, right? Because we haven't had any true Knicks talk for the day as of yet. And you guys know that I'm gonna have to get into my Knicks talk. I always have to get my Knicks talk. Because I'm a Knicks fan, so I walk that walk and I talk that talk.
It's irritating.
But it's the best part of the show. The New York Knicks currently, right now, they have a losing record. I don't even know if their record even matters to me right now, right? They have a losing record, and they're not winning the games that they should be winning. They're not winning the games that they need to win. I shouldn't say that they should be winning. They're not winning the games that they need to win to possibly make it into postseason contention. Currently have a record of 30-42, 5th in the division, 12th in the conference. Right, they're sitting about, what is it? They're about 6 games back now of trying to make the postseason play, and there's just about 10 games left. So it's pretty safe to say that the New York Knicks are going to end up not making the playoffs. They just haven't been officially mathematically eliminated as of yet, and they have been playing decently coming out to the end of the season. But we kind of did this game win, right, of a day a couple weeks ago, and we realized that the New York Knicks are probably going to end up with a slightly above 500 record to finish out the season. And to do that, that's not going to be enough for them to make the postseason play. But also, if they were going to even make that attempt, there was going to have to be a couple of key games they're going to have to win, right? A couple of key matchups they're going to have to win. They're going to have to win against. They're going to have to win games against teams like the Washington Wizards, games against the Charlotte Hornets that they had coming up, and against teams like the Atlanta Hawks. Those are going to be very key specific games, regardless of how many wins or losses that they had, or even if they possibly went 500, and they was going to have to try to win to have to make up ground and also get some tiebreakers. For the New York Knicks, they lost the first of those key games last night when they played the Atlanta Hawks. They played this game without one Julius Randall. He had a quad injury of some sort. And New York Knicks played well. The New York Knicks played decent, I should say. It was a close game for the majority of the game. We had some back and forth. New York Knicks were down early, and they came back, midway through the game, and they lost that and came back. And then towards the end, the Atlanta Hawks just pulled away. You saw Trae Young starting to catch fire at the end, working on pick and rolls. They had Taj Gibson on him. He put Taj Gibson on ice. Right. But some of the good pieces that come away from this game is that there was no Julius Randle. And not having Julius Randle there, then we got to see a team that is fully led by RJ Barrett. But not just a team that's fully led by RJ Barrett, but a team that also highlights Obi Toppin in the starting lineup as well and getting regular minutes. Now, evaluating it from those two components, and even some Emmanuel Quickly play, the New York Knicks didn't play bad, right? It was a fairly well played game. If we go based off of the truth of last year, which position, by even based off position wise, it still falls to be the truth this year. The Atlanta Hawks are just better than the New York Knicks right now, right? And Trae Young, or Trash Young, as I like to call him, he is highly motivated to. Got it. He is highly motivated to ball out in Madison Square Garden. He is finding that place to be one of the stages that he is going to go ahead and put on a show, as a lot of places do. But he also is not just put on a show. He is going in there and he is fully taking on the villain role. He played last night and he dropped 45 points against on the New York Knicks. And I would like to remind you guys before we get any further.
Yo, you thought Trae Young was still good, right? Fuck Trae Young! Fuck Trae Young! Fuck Trae Young! Fuck Trae Young!
But Trash
Hey,
Young.
listen.
What?
He the new Reggie. Stop.
I said I've been said that. And I appreciate him for that. I appreciate Trae Young for not even being the new Reggie. I appreciate him for him being my new LeBron James. And I have somebody I have a player for the next 10 years I can just pick at. And just dislike and he's my Tom Brady. Like he's just somebody that I can just now unconditionally hate. And I'm happy for that because I need a villain. I can't watch the league and like everybody. I need somebody to dislike. Like, you know, I need teams to dislike. I need a Boston. You know what I mean? I need a Trae Young. I need James Harden. I need these guys. Like, I need balance. I'm a Cancer. I need balance. I'm a yin yang side. I need just as many players to love as I need to hate. And I mean love, not like, but love. You know what I mean? And so listen, I fully appreciate the fact that he is the new Reggie Miller, and the fact that he is the new Reggie Miller is the why.
Yo, you thought Trae Young was still good, right? Fuck Trae Young! Fuck Trae Young! Fuck Trae Young! Fuck Trae Young!
But he did drop 45 points against the New York Knicks the other day. And not only did he drop 45 points, he also added 8 assists onto that. But he wasn't just the only one. He got big help from what's his name, Bogdanovic. Right, he ended up dropping 32 for the Knicks for the Atlanta Hawks as well. But again, like I said, I'm gonna get back to the New York to the New York Knicks for a second, right? This game, it's a couple of things, right? Like I said, it truly showed what this team will look like with RJ Barrett as the number one guy. You still see him scheduled to take about 25 to 30 shots, which is just about how many he takes with Julius Randle there. When him and Julius Randle are both in the game together, they both usually take about 20 shots apiece. So you can see that they have scheduled plays and how they want to get them going. But we've seen RJ Barrett lately. I've been applauding him the whole entire calendar year, and he continues to be impressive in his play. Now, he was the only bad thing about this game is that he suffered from the Tom Thibodeau school of coaching, where he played 42 minutes in this game, which always, anytime you see a player getting into 40 minutes, right, playing 40 minutes again, that's always a little too many minutes for me. I really don't like seeing players really play more than like 36, 38, 35 minutes, to be honest with you. You know, I mean, maybe if it's a close game, then you push it. This was a 6-point game. Like I said, the Knicks had the lead, so maybe I can see them get away with this. But I know for a fact that this is a little bit more Tom Thibodeau's nature than it's being the fact that it being a close game. We'll catch way too many games where RJ Blade is going to be in the 40s. Don't worry, we're going to review the Charlotte game. We're going to touch the Charlotte game in just a minute, and I'll show you what I'm talking about, since I won't be here on Friday. You know, folks, I won't be here on Friday. On Friday, I'll be in Naples. I'll be at Collier Fair. I'll be ring announcing for Platinum Pro Wrestling Slam Fest 3. We're gonna have a total of 6 shows going on over the weekend. 2 on Friday, 2 on Saturday, and 2 on Sunday. Friday's show times are going to be at 8 and 10 p.m. as well as on Saturday it's going to be at 8 and 10 p.m. as well. On Sunday, you're going to our shows will be at 4 p.m. and at 7 p.m. The shows are free with your purchase of a ticket to the fair. You'll be able to come and just be able to walk over and catch the show. But while you're there, go ahead and catch some rides. Go ahead and go see some pig farming. You know what I mean? Go ahead and see the petting zoo. Go see some pig wrestling. You know what I mean? Even go in and check out the animal auction. Even go in and catch yourself a mechanical bull. They'll have some live performances as well. Come down to the fair, check out the wrestling, but also check out the show, but also check out the wrestling event as well. And come on, check out your boy. So yeah, we'll get into that shoulder game in just a bit. So I got a chance to see not only a team that is ran without Julius Randall and led by R.J. Barrett, but I also got to see a team that has Obi Toppin in that starting lineup. And I'm not gonna lie to you, you can see that Obi Toppin still is a very raw player. To be honest with you, Obi Toppin is a small center in a weird way, right? He's a small. What did he send? I don't want to call him a center anymore because the centers are changing now. Centers are gonna be a little bit more skill than just rim protecting and pick and roll running gunners and over the top plays. But that's kind of what Obi Toppin is. He's a pick and roll, run the length of the court. You know what I mean? Catch it over the top. You know what I mean? Finish high kind of guy. Right? Not very often is he taking you off the dribble or is he blowing past you. You know what I mean? Like, or is he even able to set up his own offense half the time? So that's the reason why I call him basically the last generation center, not this generation center, but he's the old generation center or the last generation of center that we're now transitioning away from the DeAndre Jordans and the Tyson Chandlers of the world. You understand? Like even who the Knicks have now, Mitchell Robinson. They already have one of him in a 7'1" frame. Well, we got to see that. And while watching this game, and also watching Trae Young, right, put on a masterful performance on the other side of the court, it made me realize, it made me being able to imagine, I should say, fantasize about what this Knicks team would look like with an actual point guard, because as much as we like Emmanuel Quickly just really doesn't do it all the time. He's not a traditional point guard, but he can play point guard. If you understand what I'm saying, right? He's more new breed point guard. Score first, pass second. Right? I don't know if Deuce McBride is that guy either, but Deuce McBride still isn't getting enough minutes. Right? But it made me fantasize about what the Knicks would look like with a point guard, watching Trae Young work on the other side of the ball, to be honest with you. But also watching how Obi Toppin gets his points and watching his usage rate and how useful he is off the ball. It makes me realize that Obi Toppin really needs a point guard. Like, if Obi Toppin had Trae Young, Obi Toppin may be putting up 18 to 24 points a game, to be honest with you. If Obi Toppin had Chris Paul, I'm telling you, he would average somewhere between, he would average about 18 points a game, maybe 16.8 at the low end. But he would definitely be always constantly in the teens and trying to break 20s. Obi Toppin's able to get 7 rebounds. But like I said, Obi Toppin's right now, to me, when I watch him play, he's a smaller Mitchell Robinson. And I don't want to call him a more coordinated Mitchell Robinson because they both have their own goofy tendencies, right? They both kind of look awkward in certain moments, right? Look a little Langley-ish at times, right? And the thing about it, I don't think Mitchell Robinson's not a bad player to have, right? But they're two offensive black holes, and that's what makes them a problem, right? While they're good in the pick and roll and they're good on defense and they're good for hustle and listen, Obi Toppin had 7 rebounds in 24 Obi Toppin had 7 rebounds in 24 minutes. Mitchell Robinson played 35 minutes and had 6 rebounds. But what Mitchell Robinson gives you is those blocks, those 4 blocks that he has. And Mitchell Robinson is a hell of a block machine. We saw when the New York Knicks played the Brooklyn Nets the other night, right, or a couple nights ago, that Mitchell Robinson was able to block a jump shot by Kevin Durant. And I remember, I think it was a TNT game, right, early game too. And I remember the commentator and the crowd going crazy, and I remember it catching a lot of hype. And it was asking, how many players do you know that can block Kevin Durant's shot? I'm like, there's not many, but I know of some because I've seen Giannis do it. I think we've also seen Joel Embiid do it. Listen, you're not doing it if you're not doing it as a 6'7" guard. No, that's just because of how tall Kevin Durant is. Are there a lot of players that can probably block his shot? No. Like I said, we named 3 out of 250 or 450. How many players in the NBA? right? And we mentioned 3 out of them that can do it and is willing to put the defensive effort to try to do it. Mobley probably can do it as well too from the Cleveland Cavaliers when guarded up against him. He looked like he's a guy that can do it. Maybe even Allen from Cleveland as well too. So they have 2 guys on their team that can possibly do it. But it's not a lot. We're not gonna get to 10. We'll be lucky to break 5. And we're talking about on this jump shot here. Like there's not too many that can do that. Listen, if you're not blocking Jason Tatum's shot, then you're not blocking Kevin Durant's. I'm just saying. So the New York Knicks would end up losing this game, and Trae Young would go ahead and he would celebrate, and he would take another curtain call in the Garden, and the Garden will be filled with trash as Trae Young fills it with 45 buckets. But the New York Knicks, they will redeem themselves, and they quickly had to redeem themselves. Both Atlanta Hawks and the New York Knicks had back-to-backs. After playing last night, they will play again tonight. Now, the Atlanta Hawks weren't as lucky as the New York Knicks, so I get a little bit of solace there, right? They lost to the Detroit Pistons of all teams. The Detroit Pistons, who, if I'm not mistaken, they are the worst team in the NBA. Where are their standards? Yep. Detroit Pistons. No, they're not the worst team in the NBA. They're second worst team in the NBA. They have one more win than the Houston Rockets, and they just gained that win by beating the Atlanta Hawks. Right. So the New York Knicks, they end up taking on the Charlotte Hornets. Those are also one of those. The Charlotte Hornets also happen to be one of those teams that are in striking distance, in a sense, for the New York Knicks to possibly catch, in a sense, right? And they could possibly catch and possibly make the postseason tournament. Don't know. Actually, let me refresh my page so I can get everybody. I forgot. As I'm talking about these wins and losses that these pages like. I think because the New York Knicks should now be 31. I just said that they were 30. They should now be 31 and 42 or some shit like that, right? Let's see what we have here. Yep, the New York Knicks are currently now 31 and 42. 9 games left. Right, and like I said, and even with Atlanta losing their last game, that put the New York Knicks, like I said, about 5 games behind. That's the reason why, like I said, these head-to-head matchups were important. Like you needed to win that game. Like not even really expected, but you needed to win that game against Atlanta. You needed to win games against Charlotte. Those are the teams that are directly ahead of you. What are you munching on now? Listen, I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna be very vexed the next time I go to make pancake. I think pancakes, and I've only used that bag once, and I don't have any chocolate chips. Stop eating my chocolate chips. I'm gonna hide that shit from you. And I still don't know why you haven't taken that and put that in a whole tub of ice cream yet, or some shit like that. You're eating that with some ice cream.
Because the ice cream make it harder. My mouth melted.
Okay. Fair enough. Our mouth does melt it. Right, so the New York Knicks, they also had a game against the Charlotte Hornets tonight. And didn't get a chance to catch all of that game. So basically, we're just gonna give you a couple of spotlights and highlights, right, from that matchup. New York Knicks end up winning that game 121 to 106 as they played in Charlotte. Their next game is going to be against the number 1 seeded East team, the Miami Heat. We're probably going to expect that to be a loss, but they're going to be playing down here in Miami. So actually, I'm not even going to front like I'm going to go to that game. I'm not going to that game. I'm not trying to deal with Heat fans right now, even though I feel like they're a little timid, too timid for my liking. I'm not gonna go ahead and fuck with them. Now in this game against the Charlotte Hornets, Mitchell Robinson did not start. He sat out due to back soreness. So we got to see what this team would look like if Jericho Sims started this game. Now Jericho Sims isn't quite the same player that Mitchell Robinson is. Doesn't quite, even though he's a bigger person, doesn't quite seem like he eats up the same amount of space. Not as many rebounds, not as many blocks as well. But this is one of those games where Obi Toppin played a whole lot better. 8 of 11, 18 points, 11 rebounds, 6 assists, and he managed to get 1 block in him. So it looked like and he also played more minutes. He also played 40 minutes in this game versus I think another game he only played about 24. So it looks like that the minutes that that he would normally take up was given to Jericho Sims, and the minutes that Mitchell Robinson normally gets was given to Obi Toppin. We see Obi Toppin what he looks like in a little better role. This is probably as good as we're going to get from Obi Toppin, making 8 of 11 of his shots for 18 points. But this is probably what it looks like when he has competent play. We see Alex Burke over here with 7 assists and 17 points. RJ Barrett 10 for 19 on 30 points. So this is back-to-back games where he's put up 30 points. But this time it didn't take him 30 shots to do it. It only took him about 20 to actually. How many times he shot the ball? 25 times he shot the ball last game. It only took about 19 shots to do it this time. I had a much better efficient night. Again, going to the free throw line about 8 times, making 7 of them. We're starting to see that that's a major portion in this game. Which when you start talking about your stars, all-stars, and superstars, a lot of the differences a lot of the things that usually separates James Harden from Patty Mills is just how often they go to the line sometimes, right? What used to separate Jamal Crawford from Carmelo Anthony, to be honest with you, in those early days, is the fact that how often Jamal Crawford decided to go to the rim and wanted to take contact and go to the line, right? And actually draw contact, so. And also, shout out to Jamal Crawford as his name just pops into my head, right? That was by mistake. That wasn't intentional, but Jamal Crawford, shout out to him. Actually, let's go ahead and give, how we do the shout outs on the podcast. Let's give him a big up. As he just put in his retirement papers from the NBA, so he has officially retired. Since no team has decided to call him up, they have called up just about every fucking body else that you can imagine over the last couple of years. So, shout out to him. So what we're starting to see with RJ Barrett again is that he's now started to make his way to the line, and making your way to the line. Like I said, if we're talking about 8 shots at the line, right? That is the difference between having 18 points in that game and having 25 points in that game. And the difference between 18 and 25 points in a game is 100% how teams look at you. Teams start looking at you differently when you start putting up 25 points a game versus 18. 18, yeah, maybe you're a nice, good role player. Maybe you're Matt Barnes. 25, they start looking at you like, okay, this may be the guy that we have to come and focus on. You know what I mean? Like this is the early. This is when they started talking about Zach LaVine being a possibly, good player in the league. I don't know why I'm not feeling Zach LaVine. But I feel like this whole entire league isn't feeling Chicago, as I feel like I heard that Chicago's Bulls' record against top 5 opponents, even top 3 opponents in the East is horrific. We'll get into that a little bit later. So again, to continue on this game with the Charlotte Hornets, so RJ Barrett continues to have a good game, and as we've been pointing out, basically all calendar year, RJ Barrett continues to have a really good calendar year. Started off the NBA year. Started off the NBA year really shaky, but that's because he had COVID and also had a stomach virus, right? He had a virus and also had COVID. I don't know virus yet, but he had a virus and he had COVID. But then once the calendar year kind of came around, right, it looked like he got healthy, not only from COVID, but also from whatever virus was bothering him. And we've seen him here. We've seen him put up these numbers for the New York Knicks almost on a consistent basis this whole entire calendar year. Whether damn, I jammed both my fucking thumbs. God damn. Whether Julius Randle has been there or not, this RJ Barrett has become a much more consistent player. Now the thing about it, he's a quiet, consistent player, and he isn't. And when I say quiet, he's quiet and he's not flashy. He just goes to work. He is reminding me of the guys that I was hoping he would turn into, but he also reminds me of somebody that we don't probably talk about enough, and that he also reminds me of Luka Doncic, in the sense that he doesn't allow them to speed him up anymore. He plays at his own pace, right? And his pace isn't a fast, explosive, hyper pace. You understand? It's just efficient. Like a Jimmy Butler, like a DeMar DeRozan. right? But he's also quiet, so you don't hear him. You know, he's not gonna yell after a dunk. He's not gonna talk shit after a 3-point play, after a 3-point shot. He's not gonna dance after a layup. He's just gonna take you to the lane, get his bucket, get the and one, maybe give you a little finger point and go to his line and try to make his free throws. There was a portion in the beginning of the season where he was struggling, where he had his problems with his free throw shots, and it was sucking because he was going there about 10 times a game, but sometimes he was only making 5. Now you're starting to see him on a consistent basis put up over 70% when it comes to his free throw shots, and that's where we're gonna need him. We're gonna probably need him a little bit better than that, but I'll take 7 out of every 10 if you're going to the shot about 10 times a game. I'll be satisfied with you making 7. But if the team loses by 1 or 2, we're gonna be looking at those free throws that you're missing. But I'm glad to see RJ Barrett here. It's just now that we're continuing to still have the talks of what we're gonna do with Tom Thibodeau. It looks like Tom Thibodeau is still playing guys in questionable spots, playing guys with questionable minutes. Like I said, Obi Toppin in this game had 40 minutes. RJ Barrett, after having 42 minutes the last game, he had 38 minutes this game. Remember, I told you that he's coming off of a back-to-back, so he's averaging now. So he's basically played 80 minutes in these last 2 games. That's 40 minutes per game. And they're gonna have to be going up against Miami soon. We saw that Miami is a little bit motivated. They have a little bit of pent-up aggression that they may want to be taking out on another team, and that team may be us. Emmanuel quickly dropped 10 points and 7 assists off the bench, 5 rebounds as well. They just had a good game, but like I said, these are 2 games back to back that when you're watching it, you just thinking to yourself, "Damn, what would happen if the New York Knicks had Lonzo Ball? Damn, what would happen if the New York Knicks had Trey?" Actually, no, I don't want to imagine with the New York Knicks. I don't like Trey Young. I really didn't. From the beginning, I didn't really like Trey Young. Right, I didn't like Trey Young coming out of college, and then I see it's so funny, right? Because even though like what he did to the Knicks is probably the straw that broke the camel's back, I never really did like Trey Young. Didn't really like him coming out of college. The whole Stephen Curry comparisons I wasn't really feeling, but I could kind of see. I actually thought he was a little bit too small when you realize that he's actually bigger than John Morant. Go look it up. It's weird as fuck. Because I was like, damn, you know what I mean? I always thought it was small, but look, you put a John Morant down, like, yeah, he's kind of bigger than them. What is going on here in the group chat? So, you know what I mean? As the Knicks, I makes me wonder, like, damn, what would it look like if we had these guys on the team? Because the Knicks need to really handle their point guard issues, and it is getting right around that time where I think we can now start seeing. Actually, it is about that time where I need to start looking at mock drafts. We have the Sweet 16 tournament, right? We have the 16 tournament about to start soon. We've been in March Madness this whole entire time, right? Shit is crazy. We see St. Pete, all these guys from New York and New Jersey, out here balling, and hold on, and listen, and they ain't just balling, right? Like, these guys ain't just balling, but you had other teams out here trying to bully them, right? Just try to play physical bully ball with them, not realizing that New Jersey and New York is like yo, we live on bully ball, and even their coach was like,
I got guys from New Jersey and New York City. You think we scared of anything?
no.
Damn.
Right, so yeah, it is about that time that I'm gonna have to really start now focusing on. What you look at that, kitty? And start focusing on the prospects, because I know there's a lot of names that's gonna be going on the top of the draft. I don't need to worry myself so much about the top of the top of the draft. I don't think there's any way the New York Knicks are gonna get lucky enough that the ping pong balls are gonna fall where they get a top 5 pick. There's no way in hell. But what I am going to start doing, I'm going to start looking at all these top point guard prospects. The New York Knicks have to do something. As I said, that I truly believe that the New York Knicks may already have the point guard of their future on their team. All right? Between Deuce McBride and Emmanuel Quickly, even though they're not quite showing it yet, I truly believe that they do. I still want to know what that prospect is, because if they are the point guard on their team, then I still want a point guard to come in and push them. I don't know what the New York Knicks are going to do with Derrick Rose, but I also know you can't depend on Derrick Rose. And you understand? And I know as long as we have Tom Thibodeau, there's going to be certain guys that are always going to have a roster spot on this team. Derrick Rose is going to be one of them. Taj Gibson is going to be another. Those two guys are always going to have a role on this team. I have no problem with it. Just like Udonis Haslem will always have a role on an Eric Spoelstra's team, right? Like, let's say for some reason today that Eric Spoelstra got released from the Miami Heat and decided he had to go somewhere else. I would not be surprised if Udonis Haslem is the person that comes along with him. And listen, I'm going to tell you this right now. I still believe in Tom Thibodeau because last year was an outlier. Last year was that bubble year, right? Last year was that no crowd year, right? Not having a crowd and not having a crowd or not playing in front of people is almost like bona fide practice. And we saw, because we can clearly see what Julius Randall turns into when he has when his expectations put upon him, or when there's actual people there to hold him accountable. You know what they say, like pressure busts pipes, so they make diamonds. Well, he bust his pipe. He ain't a diamond at all. What we have is black dust. We got rotten coal. That's what we got right now. We just got black ass coal. So I would like to see what's gonna happen now. I need to start looking to see what's gonna happen now with the New York Knicks. You know what I mean? Or what's possible out there for point guards. I like this part of the reason why I'm really upset. I've been gone both weekends that the tournament has really been popping, so I haven't had a chance to catch anything. You know what I mean? And also because I haven't seen a mock draft yet, right? I don't even know, or I haven't gone on thing yet. I don't even know who the top prospects are. But that's gonna start being a thing that we're gonna start looking into, folks. We're gonna start looking into that heavily, right? So let's go ahead and move on from the Knicks, and let's get directly into the association a little bit more, right? We see LeBron James that he returned to Cleveland the other day, and he decided to put on a show. He decided to put on a show and create a new NFT. I ain't gonna lie to you guys. I don't think I can personally go back to saying posterized or he put him on a poster, because we all know these poster moments should now all be sold as NFTs by the players themselves, to their own peoples. They're creating NFT moments. Like, you wanna know what NFTs are? Like, this is what it is. Like, this is how you do it. So LeBron James, he returns to Cleveland. He puts on a hell of a performance. He grabbed himself a triple double, right? And it's one of those weird things because regardless of how bad the Lakers were struggling, right? Even though I think they were on a 2-game winning streak, I think, by that time. You knew that LeBron James was going to be highly motivated to win that game in Cleveland. He's going back to Cleveland. He's had a winning record against him this whole entire time. Regardless of how good Cleveland is, he knows he's going to want to get that win. And to be honest with you, the majority, actually, all of the other times outside of this year. So let's think about this. LeBron James has been gone from Cleveland hasn't played in Cleveland for what? The first time it was 4 years, right? Every time he returned. Then now it's the third year he's now been a Laker. So it's been 7 years now that he has had an opportunity to play against the Cavs while he was on another team. And this is the first time the Cleveland Cavaliers were actually a playoff contending team. This is the first time the Cavs were actually in the playoffs. This is the first time that the Cavs actually had a winning record. First time the Cavs were actually good in the 7 years. And LeBron James has played against his team. This is the first time he's been good. And it's just now this year. So, it put a little bit more into it because while this part, and the reason why I had to put that out there because this was probably the biggest chance for him to lose in this game, but he didn't. Right? He put on a performance, right? Got his triple-double, and he balled out, and he won. But maybe he balled out a little bit too much because against Philly tonight, he is not playing. He is out with knee soreness. He is being managed. He's getting to that stage. He's injury prone. He's old. I'm telling you, knee soreness don't go away. Once them knees are sore, them shits is always sore. I'm just letting you know now. Once them knees are sore, and you really have to miss games for it, especially games that matter, games against true contenders, the writing's on the wall. Luckily for LeBron, is that he can cruise by with only offense for the majority of the season. And I think that's what the Lakers are really talking about, where they feel like they could turn up that. They're going to turn it up defensively. Still know what the fuck they're going to do offense. Like I said, just like I talked about Tom Thibodeau playing Obi Toppins and Mitchell Robinson at the same time. It's the same thing like playing Dwight Howard with the... Y'all better respect Dwight Howard in the pick and roll game. Dwight Howard used to lead this league in scoring. Shit. Dwight Howard used to be a focal point of an offense. You know, right now, look like he's in this game. He's at 9 minutes. He's at 6 points. Like Dwight Howard, I feel like if given an opportunity, on one night, he can give you 26 and 14 as he knocked down his free throw shot. So kudos to LeBron James. As LeBron James keeps climbing that ladder, right? He's climbing that ladder of all-time leading scorer for total points. And I'm telling you, like that last Laker year, I really hope that all things COVID has really died down, because next year is when you should hope to see celebrities at almost every single game that LeBron James plays. Like, this is gonna be his most exciting year until we find out he's having his farewell tour. I'm just gonna let you guys know now, right? Like, there was the time, like, LeBron James has had a couple of real exciting moments in his career, right? Heading to Miami, that was the first one, right? I don't think heading to the Lakers was as much as a splash that it really should be. You know what I mean? That really could have been, should have been, thought it was gonna be. Even heading back to Cleveland wasn't really a splash, but winning that championship in Cleveland was, right? It's like a really excitable moment. Like when he was on the verge of doing that for a couple of years, like people really wanted to see him get that chip in Cleveland. From that point on, there's not really much to really see LeBron James do. But next year, oh yeah, we're gonna be watching next year more than we've ever really watched ever. And ooh, look at this. Look at that, Joel Embiid. Look like you know what I mean, he got fouled hard when listening to him allowed him to get up, and look like he he straightened his back a little bit. You see LeBron James and Anthony Davis both on the side. Whew. LeBron James with a nice little iced out fucking Cuban Links chain. I want to get me a Cuban Link so bad. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, Cuban Links is that, like, listen, if there's any family members, any fans, you know what I mean, any girlfriends. I shouldn't say that. Listening, just know if you want to get me any jewelry, right? Like, a Cuban Links shade is definitely something that like that's something that's subtle as a chain that I wear, but definitely Cuban Links, the Cuban Links joint. I'm telling you, I think I'm gonna buy myself a chain at the fair. Get myself a nice little Jesus piece. Right. So let's get back into this. Right. Let's continue marching on into more into the association, and let's get into what we saw about Zion Williamson today. Right. And let me see here. I don't think I'm gonna go much further than this today. I really don't. This may be our final topic of the day, folks. One of our final topics of the day. Yeah, we'll talk baseball next week because I don't think that we're gonna hear any new news about the Aaron Judge contract information. Tyreek Hill, I gave you everything about that. Leonard Fournette being re-signed to Tampa Bay, I still think that's crucial because we was talking about Leonard Fournette and how if you're the Kansas City Chiefs, that he's probably somebody that you should go after. And one of the first things that Tom Brady and them did when they came back was like, yo, you need to get Leonard Fournette back in here because playoff Leo was real. Like he's Leonard, right? Like he's Leonard during the regular season, and during the playoffs he's Leo. You understand? Like he gets that whole lion complex, and he fucking becomes king of the running back jungle. But let's talk about possibly one of the future kings of the jungle, and that's one Zion Williamson. Right? Kenneth Fareed with better PR, as I like to call him. And he put out a video of him dunking and doing some windmills and between the legs kind of dunks and bodying his trainer, right? Going through contact drills basically. And well, let me put videos of him doing dunk contest level dunks first, and then later on we saw some videos with him doing contact drills with his trainer and dunking all over his trainer, right? And I think you can say he posterized his trainer. I don't think those are NFTs. I just basically took back everything I just said a while ago. Wait, cause these are posters. Cause these are in the game, right? These aren't money worthy, right? Nobody cares if you dunk on your trainer. Like that's posterizing, right? That's a contact drill. You posterize them in a contact drill. But in the game it's something different, right? In the game it's completely something different. Sorry, I'm getting dragged away from this game. We see Joel Embiid holding his back. Philadelphia is currently up 61-52. There's about 31 seconds left to go in the second quarter, right before the half. This is NBA Wednesday on ESPN. Now, you see Zion putting up these videos, and Zion hasn't played yet all season. Like, so let me put that in there for you. Zion Williamson hasn't played yet all season. He's been out since about last season. Currently, right now, his team is in postseason contention. Let me take a look at the standings, and I'll tell you exactly where they are in just a moment. All right, but his team is in postseason contention, so. The fact that he hasn't played in a while, and we all know that there's been some back and forth. Let's see here. The New Orleans Pelicans, they're in the very last spot actually right now. So they're in the 10th spot. So they would be in the play-in tournament, playing the Minnesota Timberwolves, who have been streaking as of lately. Or I should say streaking because they just recently lost. They just lost their last game, but they have been playing better in their last couple of games. They're 8 of 10, and they're 8 of 2 in their last 10. So we have the New Orleans Pelicans, right? And they're kind of just fighting for that last postseason spot. They're fighting off the Portland Trailblazers and the San Antonio Spurs for the most part. Sacramento Kings haven't been fully eliminated, but I don't know if they're gonna make it in there. They're about as far away from making the play-in tournament as the New York Knicks are currently. And the only thing keeping me hope with the New York Knicks is just the fact that I'm a New York Knicks fan. Other than that, I probably wouldn't even think that they have hope. Like the Brooklyn Nets may have hope. We're gonna talk about how some of these mandates are being possibly rolled back a little bit next week, but we'll touch on that next week because we'll see how things are rolled. We'll see how things may have rolled, right? Back to Zion. Zion is putting out the videos of him dunking and going through his contact drills, and it draws the question of everybody that, well, why is he putting out these videos if he's not playing the game? Well, obviously, he hasn't been cleared to play the game. We know that he's gone through his weight issues, going through not doing anything, gaining a ton of weight, and you can't. I know we poked fun at him, but if you truly fear to and take a look at him and his body type, right? you can easily see that he's probably one of those guys that the moment he stops running or stops doing cardio, he gains weight. He balloons up like a motherfucker. You know what I mean? And that's exactly probably what it looked like happened there. So, I'm not gonna keep pushing it, but he did have to go through a process of getting off injury, and then after getting off injury, had to worry about weight control and getting back on some kind of on a diet and exercise regimen to be able to cut down weight. And you're starting to see him now do videos with his shirt off, showing how lean he has currently gotten. Now, a lot of the stipulation that is coming along with him, the releasing of these videos and him not playing, is the fact that some people are saying that maybe he's not happy in New Orleans. You understand? There's been rumors during the All-Star break that he didn't reach out to his teammate Bradley Beal. You understand? So that narrative continues to be the flame of that narrative continues to be fanned with these latest videos, and with that comes again the story of New York. And like I said, I feel like New York is used in a lot of these stories just to make the story juicier. Because when you involve New York, suddenly then you're drawing the attention of 80 million people suddenly, right? and however many percentage of those people are Knicks fans. I see what's going on here, and if you had to ask me honestly, as a Knicks fan, if I would want Zion Williamson on this team, I would always ask you, what the fuck am I giving up? If Zion Williamson doesn't want to sign his rookie extension and walk away and come play to the Knicks, and have the Knicks have to sign him with some kind of poison pill or whatever the fuck they have to do, and I guess I'll take Zion. Because listen, Zion is one of those players that you saw what he did early on in his career, so you got to figure that if the only thing is stopping him now is motivation, then you want to get him wherever the fuck he's motivated at. And that's really plain and simple. If Zion Williamson's only issue is motivation, then how can you motivate him to play? Or figure out where he's going to be motivated to play. We're going to talk a little bit more about that, but as we come back, we're going to take a little quick commercial break, right? As we switched over fees, we're going to give the other people a little bit of time to get back in here. Mighty Sports Podcast.
They didn't join this team to win championships or become famous.
What?
They joined because there is important work to be done, and only some
sent a few
able to
requests
do it.
today.
They are brighter, better educated,
Baby, I
led,
made Cinnabons,
and equipped than any team
and they
in
juicy
history.
because I made them.
They are doctors, lawyers,
I realized that they always put the
engineers,
flavor in the middle,
technologists,
and that you gotta roll it into a ball to like get
all
the flavor to
prepared
like
for whatever
expand
comes
when
their
it
way.
expands. So
You'll find them where the lights don't flash, and the only contract they sign is with themselves and their country.
Why are you looking at me like
One day, they may be asked what they did to make a difference in this world.
Ew.
And they can respond, I became a soldier.
I'm sorry, it's only been a year. I'm tired of kissing you. Ooh, that was on camera? Fuck. I don't want nobody to know I still love your ass.
Alright, so we are back with the Mighty Sports Podcast. I'm still your host, the one and only Donald Thorman Taylor. What? You know I was joking about still being on the air? And they heard our whole conversation about your juicy muffins, Cinnarolls, Cinnabuns.
Hey, tell Mark to be back, because he had called in.
I saw that. Hopefully he sees that. Oh shit! Look at Cole. Oh my God, Cole Anthony Towns now getting into. Whoa! I'm telling
They
you.
didn't lose their last game.
Listen.
What is, all right, I'm glad you mentioned it, because this is why I had left.
So
I had to go watch that video. And that video and the Jimmy Butler video. I got one more to watch, Jimmy Butler, I forgot. But I had to literally leave so I can listen to this. This guy has the I used to be bully energy. And I'm tired of getting bully energy.
You mentioned that. Yeah, you mentioned that the other day. And
this is ridiculous.
It was crazy.
Yes, because it was another occurrence. Remember, it was different. So now he just this new person.
Now he's letting everybody know you ain't gonna punk me, right? So no, it's crazy because I remember. So after that, I watched that game, and something different was going on. And what was happening was that he started to pop on the screen now. He was no longer like I've watched Minnesota games. Cole Anthony Towns never pops out. He never stands out. He's furniture.
He's
efficient. He's efficient furniture.
I'm gonna tell you, be flat
no, he just balls.
He's
but
the best player on the court.
Yeah, but he never popped out of the screen to me. That last game I watched, he started popping out of the screen. This, from what I'm seeing from this side, he started to pop. Like, you started to notice him. I never noticed him before.
He's playing like he's the biggest dude on the court, and he should have been playing. You know, he might have had his dreams of Jimmy Butler in his sleep, punking his ass. He just woke up one day like, fuck this, I'm not letting Jimmy Butler. But everybody he see on the court that's the opposing team is Jimmy Butler. I'm not letting you punk me no more. You can't bully me no more, man. You know, all like proper shit. Hey man, you can't bully me no more. I'm not taking it anymore.
You know what I feel like? You know what though?
He out there balling.
You said that he had Jimmy Butler dreams. He probably did. You know what I think happened? Anthony Edwards said something to him that Jimmy Butler said to him, and he was like, "Damn."
I'm gonna tell you. I already told you that. I already said Anthony Edwards was the perfect bridge gap for it, because he understands the young, but he's drenched in old school mentality. Yeah. So he probably had an uncle or father that raised him right. He coming in with that moxie, that attitude, and like Cat. Like, come on, bro, you the baddest MF out here. You supposed to be acting like it. And Jimmy gonna be like, listen, what the fuck you doing? You ain't shit. Your big ass over. So he gonna down you. Yeah. But Anthony probably come out like with an encouragement. But this he come out, but he let him know, like, come on, bro, let's go.
I'm telling you, he must have said
how you supposed to flex?
This one time, he must have said the exact same words that Jimmy said to him, and it fucking snapped. He was like, "What? What the fuck you said to me?" He's like, "What the fuck you said, Jimmy? What you mean? I ain't Jimmy." He's like, "Oh shit."
somebody did say that his mom died though recently, so that might be a thing.
Well, remember his whole family damn near died from COVID. His mom, his dad, his grandmother.
Damn.
Like listen. You like okay? Let's back up. Attitude. Let's back up. So we were right here on the podcast. We were right on the verge of holding Cole. Like, you understand what you're telling us about Cole Anthony Towns, and I probably just not read up because I was losing faith in Cole Anthony Towns because right before COVID, we were getting ready.
Shit.
Yeah, we were starting to get ready. Yeah, to start holding Cole Anthony Towns accountable for not showing up. We was getting ready to hold.
We had already done that though.
Nah, but let's
be honest.
But
let's be honest. Come on now. Since Jimmy was there and he left, we already like him and the other dude from Ohio State, the snitch from the Lakers, the dude from Ohio State, D-Lo.
Yeah.
I can't stand D-Lo. You need to be a good player to get a good nickname like that. That's one of the best nicknames. Like, I can't stand that we call him D-Lo because I feel like you need to be better than what he is to be that guy. But anyway, yeah. When Jimmy Butler left them, we looked at him as soft, period. That's it. Like, it's not gonna work. That was a third year in the league. You know, it was D-Loading's 5th year probably. He's soft. He ain't never gonna make it. We gave up on him.
Yeah, but
because Jimmy Butler went to Miami, everybody thought Jimmy Butler was the problem, but then he ended up making the championship. Like, oh wow! So Jimmy Butler just needed his own team with some dudes that gonna bring a lunch pail to work. So now we really criticizing them soft guys over there, and it's for the last 2 or 3 years. That's for the last 2 years. We already threw him on the bus.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like that was the case. I mean, I don't know about you, but I definitely know, I've heard in here that he's just soft. He ain't never gonna be shit. But now he's imposing his will. He's the biggest guy out there. He should have been like this in his 2nd year. Mm-hmm. So what is his like 4th or 5th year now? Mm-hmm. And it takes bigger guys. Like Obi probably, like when you mentioned Obi, I was gonna chime in, but I wanted to wait. But Obi, you remember, he came out as like a senior. So it take him a little time to adjust. But even big men generally, like a Jermaine O'Neal, or, you know what I'm saying, what was the one dude who played for the Lakers that was good, that kind of like was a head case. But he was good for those 2 years. He was the best center in the league.
Andrew Bynum?
When Kobe won a ring. Yes, that boy, if he would have had his head on together, he could have been an all-time great. Like certain guys, but Kobe kept them together. And, you know, you need about 3-4 years before you start really coming out. Even AD, it took him about that third, fourth year to where he, started to just really become AD. So those big guys take a while, and just how it is. You see what's his name? 4th, 5th year, he MVP in Philly. You know what I'm saying? It's about 5th year? Yeah, it's about his 5th year. So that's their coming out party, the 4th and 5th year typically, a big man. And Obi just probably needs to be just legitimate in the league. He probably just needs 2 more years, and he gonna be here. He gonna be there. He gonna be all right. He'll figure it out, So.
But you remember, he's also
overall
he's also, but Obi Toppin, remember, he's an older guy though. He's a 4-year guy.
But I got you. But he still needs to adjust. Like he's still a learning curve. You know what I'm saying? He's just, whether he's a.
I'm just saying that he may not have 4 or 5 years to get that because he's already 25.
No, he will.
Yeah, he's already damn near like 25 coming into the league kind of shit.
Yeah, Wade came out, but everybody can't be like Dwayne Wade, come out on fire like that after their junior, senior year and just be a dog like that. I mean, especially if you haven't been playing around NBA talent, you still got a learn curve. You're a big dude, and he was raw. Like he seemed like he kind of played the way he's awkward. He kind of started playing basketball later or something. You know what I'm saying? So
he looks like but his dad played basketball. His dad played basketball, and he was a street ball legend from New York kind of shit. So it's kind of odd that he looks awkward handling the ball.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. But he gets the job done for the most part. If he get the confidence, man, he'll be all right. I mean, he may not be like an all-star level, but he'll be like a decent level player.
But back to Karl Anthony Towns, right? So I ain't gonna lie to you. So we were really dogging the shit out of Karl Anthony Towns for a while, and really starting to hold him accountable. I'm gonna tell you why we didn't fuck with him in the bubble when Jimmy Butler went to the championship, because that's after COVID. We gave him a pass. We gave him a 2-year pass here on the podcast after he lost basically every prominent, elder in his family to COVID. You know what I mean? Like, so I remember, we gave him a pass the COVID year. We gave him even a pass the year after. Like, because he was so depressed. I remember looking at his tweets and shit like that, and just watching him. Like, you don't understand. And you know what? Maybe he just got over it. Maybe he finally just got out of his funk. Maybe he's finally back to also feeling basketball. Because for a long ass time, if you remember, when they were interviewing him, he was basically like, I'm just here. This is just where I work. This is just what I do for a paycheck. Like, I really don't want to be here. Like, this was literally him in interviews. Like, I remember. So when I said that that's why I said we were starting to hold him accountable, and then we stopped here on the podcast because he looked like. I try to imagine, damn, if I was 21 years old and I had lost every elder in my goddamn family, I would be devastated, and basketball was trying to pull him through, and maybe it also was the exuberant energy of an Anthony Edwards that also helped pull him out of that funk. Because I'm telling you, maybe that's what it just looks right now. Maybe he just got out of it, because he used to break my heart. That's why we had to give him a pass. That's what I'm saying. Yo, we weren't fully holding him accountable here. We gave him a pass for 2 years because he was literally breaking my heart every single time. But damn, Carl, damn, Cat, damn. Because you hear him in the interviews.
I didn't even know that.
They be like, you put up 32 points, 10 assists, 10 rebounds, and your team lost. You couldn't win the game. And it's like, yeah, it's a fucking game. This is just what we're doing right now. This happens. What your next question? And I'd be like, damn. Like, you see his tweets, and they'd be like, damn. So, so you might not have heard, KJ and I, we had to give him a pass, because he was like, this nigga's heartbroken, and he was breaking my heart. So maybe also now, on top of him realizing, I'm the biggest guy in the room, he may have finally just got him out of that funk. Maybe he's finally healing. I don't know if I don't want to say that he's healed. Maybe he's finally healing, because he was in a very dark place for a really long time.
Right. But I think, to be honest, that's a reminder of, they are human.
Yeah.
A lot of times we get in our bag, we talk shit all the time, but these niggas is human. And sometimes we forget about that. But the only reason I'm so hard on him, because he was my favorite player coming out of college. And I thought he would be an all-star by now. And when Jimmy Butler went there and that I just don't like soft dudes, man.
Listen.
And I just didn't even expect him to be like that. So when that happened, it just deflated me about him because kind of like KD, like when KD, Kevin Durant. KG was my favorite player for about 3 years, and then he gets to the playoffs with Sprewell and Cassell. He couldn't win, and he was just wouldn't show up. I was like, man, this dude's soft in real life. But then he got that energy again when he got with the big three and started hollering. He's like the lightest guy in the room, but you still skinny and you soft. Like you ain't Oakley, you ain't Mason. Like quit acting like you're hard out there. You're 120. You know what I'm saying? I can't stand KG now, man. He just ever since that time, man. Like you had to go get a whole nother super team just to win, bro. You supposed to be the guy. You was my guy. You know what I mean? Like I thought you was the deal, and then he went to the playoffs and just was getting ran through. Not to say you can, beat Kobe or Shaq, but it would just be the showing, man. Like, man, come on, bro.
It was almost like it was basically like he was too hype and he ran out of gas almost at the end of every game. You gave
a whole lot of mouth, no.
Like you gave too much. Like you gave too much.
You loud. You just loud. It wasn't even about giving. It was just like you ain't giving nothing. You just hollering. And I played with guys like that in football. They rah, yo, we go, but you out here, man. You out here getting plowed over. You know what I'm saying? You out here getting dogged. You know what I'm saying? You just louder than what you know what I'm saying? I seen and played sports with so many of those dudes. I'd rather you just shut the hell up and quit being scared out here. You know what I mean? Come on, y'all, let's go. And then he the main one getting his ass ran over. You know what I'm saying? Or he want to get dunked on or something. What you talking about your soft ass? Shut up, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what you want to say. So that's what KG to me sometimes, but he got better. He's an all-time great. He's a Hall of Famer, whatever. But Cat reminded me of that, and I'm glad he's turning that corner because it's the opposite effect. I didn't like what I see, and now I'm starting to like what I see. He's starting to bully dudes. Like any guy that's big, that's why I don't like LeBron. Any guy that's that big should be bullying guys. That's why I like Zion. He the bully that bullies people, but that if you try to come back and try to come get the bully, he gonna bully. It ain't about, how your parents say, hit him in the mouth. Mm-hmm. Like, are you crazy? You mean hit him in the mouth? You whoop my ass? You know what I'm saying? You got those bullies that you hit them in the mouth, they run.
Yeah,
you got those bullies, you hit them in their mouth.
That infuriates them.
That's what they waiting for. Yeah, that's what they waiting for. So they can obliviate your ass.
What's that old Eddie Murphy? Bully ain't. That old Eddie Murphy line. You hit him in the mouth, but I'm gonna say he's over there. Come on. Like, oh shit.
Right. And so I feel like a big guy that's why I had an exception with Shaq, because when I seen him play like the big countries or just the guys his size, he wouldn't be the same energy. It would just be a different. Yao Ming he had the hardest times against Yao Ming, especially at first. I'm like, man, this dude he ain't that guy when it's not many people as big as him. So it's easy for him to be that guy because he's the biggest always. But now he got 2 or 3 guys that have his ability that's big as him. He ain't got that same energy. So you really a sucker in real life. You just use your, you know what I'm saying? So my point is that just that heart, man. When I see it, I can see that from a mile away just coming from the hood. You know what I'm saying? That's why I like the Jimmy Butlers. That's why I like the Anthony Edwards. I like the Kobe's and George to some degree because they going to get at you no matter what's your size. You might, now, if you Jordan, you might try him, but the fact that you know what I'm saying, like he ain't trying Oakley. He might talk crazy to a whole bunch of people, but certain people Jordan gonna respect. I ain't talking crazy to Oak. I ain't talking crazy to Cartwright. You know what I'm saying? I ain't talking crazy to certain people. I might talk crazy to Isaiah, like even though he's smarter than me, he have respect for you. He'll try you, but you come back and you just got that. It ain't about him, even if you beating him. Like I got respect for Kurt, because Kurt, even though I might whip, he coming at me. You know what I'm saying? So so that's the point. Like it's just, Cat, you gotta get that respect in the league before you start acting like this, bro. What you doing? You look like a clown right now. But I like the way he imposing his will. I love it. I just love it. I mean that dunk today, like he said, I don't know if you've seen that. I think I posted. That's how you're supposed to treat every night. That's how you're supposed to be doing. Just dogging people because you're bigger than them. You're supposed to act like it. That's why I like Zion. Because he'll miss a shot. Oh, damn, I missed it. He'll move somebody out of the way, go get the rebound again. Oh, I missed it. Go get the rebound again. He's treating these little cats like they little. And what else you supposed to do? Oh, he just big, he athletic. That's what. How many dudes is big and athletic and soft as hell in the league that don't do that? He's imposing, he's big and imposing, and he's using it times 10. So that means, and plus, when it's on the clutch, when the game on the clutch, when the game on the line, he even gets some more aggressive. And that's what I like. I like a guy that's supposed to be aggressive to impose his will. That's how LeBron does. He ain't got no skills like that, but he's the biggest, fastest, like the combination of the biggest, fastest guy on the court. Mm-hmm. And so what he gonna do? He gonna bulldoze you over, get to the rim. You might drop down 3 guys. He can pass it out. That's it. That's the offense. Ain't no LeBron ain't got no offense. They don't got no offensive scheme. It's give me the ball. I'm gonna go to the hole. Everybody gonna collapse on me because I'm so strong, and I'm gonna throw it out. That's it. That's it. And if you don't double me, I'm probably gonna get to the line or get a bucket. That's it. It ain't no system, no nothing. It's me. I'm the system. But what happens when LeBron is not hitting or something like that, or just people ain't hitting, he blames them for the loss, and then I got my 30. It wasn't my fault. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never got to learn really how to post up, get a real crossover. I ain't got to learn how to shoot free throws. I ain't got to learn how to shoot threes or become a great shooter. I don't got to learn how to be a great defender. I ain't got to do none of that. I'll just be me and blame everybody else because I get my stats. That's what pisses me off about him. And you're the biggest guy in the room. You're supposed to be the best defender, the best shooter, the best post up. Like posting up, you sit. Barkley was smarter than you, and he's 3 times better than you in the post. Malone is you basically call Malone size, like, you know what I'm saying? And you can't, these guys, you ain't learned the post. But these players are evolving, I get it, but that's no excuse not to have basic fundamentals. So yeah.
Bet. So yeah, we'll keep a guy on these young guys. And like I said, yeah, we're watching Carl Anthony now. Like I said, he's just been. It's been. I would say we're watching him now. We're watching him normally again now. And I'm gonna tell you when his pass actually expired, because a couple of things made him look bad. It wasn't just the Jimmy Butler taking that Miami squad to the finals, but also remember he also helped Philly initially too. But it was also when Tom Thibodeau came back. And you saw what a squad like New York could look like if they're coached hard and they buy in to what Tom Thibodeau says. You know what I mean? How much better it will look for them. And you realize that the only reason why he wasn't in Minnesota is because Karl Anthony Towns didn't want to be coached hard. At the time. When you see what being coached hard and being held accountable and giving a little bit, you know what I mean? And giving a little bit more than 75% on every play does for you. Because now that's what he's doing now. He's like, all of a sudden, all of that criticism that he was getting from Tom Thibodeau and Karl Anthony and Jimmy Butler and the league, you know what I mean? Maybe, you know what I mean? Now he's finally, you know what I mean? He's finally out of that funk and he's finally reason, okay, I can go back to playing loose. I can go back to playing freely. I can go back to playing with energy. And now it look like he's playing with a little bit of dominance. Like everything has clicked. Like he got out that fog, and whatever depression that he was in cleared up everything. Not just his mental and emotional fog. It also cleared up like his playing fog, and maybe he finally got to the point where he's just like, you know what, I can no longer give a fuck, and maybe that new non-giving a fuckness, you know what I mean, is actually bringing out the better in him. And maybe now he's no longer caring about what people would have said, overthinking the game and shit like that. So I'm also fully captivated into this Philly and Lakers game right now. As I'm watching them go back and forth. I ain't gonna lie. There are sometimes I really prefer to watch the game without knowing the score. Because if you don't know the score, the game just looks interesting, period. Like without a score, like sometimes you can't tell, like, wait a minute, this team is winning, this team is losing, like you may not know for a while. And I watch a lot of games with the score. I watch a lot of games with the sound off. So I'm usually just seeing action. James Harden, no foul. All right, folks, you know what? I think we're just about getting ready to go ahead and end the podcast right here. We've gotten into plenty of topics for you today. We've talked about the trash that was in the Garden. We got to talk about LeBron James and making his return home. Talk Tyreek Hill's trade. We even talked about Miami Heat not getting their due respect from either the league or even their fans. Broke into a little Karl Anthony Towns, Zion Williamson, and LeBron James. I already mentioned him twice. when we come back to you guys next Monday, we'll see what's going on. We'll see if Chicago's record changes against the top five teams in the league. We'll see what happens with Aaron Judge's contract as well. And we'll also, as you know, we'll have the tea of the weekend. And also, Chill Will, I went back and I listened to those old In Living Color things. It was not a sports show that they had. It was not, I forgot. There was more things. There was more things I needed to write down. That they didn't. They definitely did not have a sports show. They had a variety. They kind of talked about everything actually.
Men in Tights. It was Men in Tights or something like that.
No, it was Men in Tights. Was actually was a Men in Tights was that movie. Damn it! Damn it! I forgot what it was. It was Men in. Fuck. I forgot what it was. I'm gonna watch another episode. I'm gonna write it down. I'm actually gonna take notes. But I was like, this chill.
Men on film. It was Men on film, huh?
Men in film or something. It was something. It was something. But I remember we were watching it and I was like, this chill really got me rewatching.
Men on films is with an S though. Men on films.
So yes, it's
that's what it was.
Yeah. So like I said, I'm still gonna rewatch another one and take down those notes. And I was like, Chill really got me watching old episodes of Living Color. But you guys make sure
crazy,
that you continue to also watch old episodes of the Mighty Sports Podcast. Don't forget you can catch us anywhere that you listen to podcasts at, whether that's podbean, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. You can catch us on almost every audio place. Google Play, what's it? TuneIn, iHeart, any one of those plenty of things. Also the Podbean app as well. You can catch all of the archive podcasts. All right, folks. Thank you for listening again. We hope everybody continues to stay safe. We hope you guys continue to catch a wave that never subsides. This is the Mighty Sports Podcast. This is Untitled Chapter. You got my boy Chill Will with me. I hope you guys do well. I'm out. Can somebody play my outro so I can stop rambling?
Sorry, B. I tried.
Alright, I appreciate you, Chill Will, as always.
Honest.
I need to get my voice back.
All the bandwidth in the world couldn't keep me contained. No lag, no lag. Gonna share my talents with Podbean.
I feel like the voice will be back by tomorrow.
Always knew I'd take the pod there.
And I'm gonna lose it again on Friday.
Just a lot later than a lot of listeners thought.
James Harden 4 for 13.
Last of the real gappers.
It's crazy.
Well, maybe not the last.
It's crazy.
Munchkin got good mic skills.
I gotta give him 2K in tonight.
New, improved.
Shit. We'll see.
MyT podcast.
I want a rib. Oh, fuck.
Pot him down now.
Oh, wait. Let me get my dick off the camera. Shit.
Last call for
that's my own. That's for my only fans.
Bars closing.
Where's that curtain?
Sun's out.
You guys look like crazy.
Heard the casino got a buffet breakfast. Don't wanna go far. Wild night. Tired, B. Tired. MyT
Sports. Season 7, Volume 7.